among Democrats is a provision that would determine how quickly states would be required to take on a larger share of SNAP administrative costs. We're sad here at WCCO Radio to learn of the passing of our longtime friend and colleague, Sue Zelickson. She died peacefully at home early this morning, according to her family. Sue was highly respected in the Twin Cities food community and hosted her popular Food for Thought segment on WCCO Radio for 25 years.
We've got the next 2 hours filled with fabulous ideas for spring and summer entertaining, for special events, for confirmation parties, graduation, showers, weddings, Father's Day, just to get together with family and friends and neighbors, or some out-of-town visitors that might be coming in town.
Sue helped found and support many nonprofits and charitable causes. She also wrote a column in Minnesota Monthly Magazine and authored 10 cookbooks. She was 91. WCCO News Time is 3:05.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
35 W southbound start of the ramp to Highway 62. Got a multi-car crash working off to the right shoulder. Traffic is slow as you move past the scene. East 494 near Lindale. Crews working to clear out a crash there. Traffic is jammed up as you come in from Highway 100. South 35E watching slowdowns there. Roseland to 94. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Oh no, the lights are flickering, the drain is backing up, the water heater just went cold. When home problems interrupt your day, call Randy's Electric and Plumbing. Same-day repairs, licensed pros, and clear pricing before work begins. For those oh no moments, call Randy's Electric and Plumbing.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Brought to you by Randy's Electric. Here's WCCO TV Chief Meteorologist Chris Schaefer.
The sky will be clearing out into the night tonight. We'll fall back to 60, not humid. You could open up the windows again. Gorgeous day tomorrow. Mostly sunny with a high of 84. We could have some scattered showers early on Sunday. Then partly cloudy by the afternoon with a high once again around 84.
Mostly cloudy right now, 76 at News Talk 830 WCCO.
The app that informs, the app that entertains. The only app you need for streaming, podcasting, and more is the Odyssey app for News Talk 830 WCCO. You're thinking about it. Jason's talking about it. There are no breaks on bold takes here. Buckle up. This is DriveTime with DeRusha. Tuned up and rolling thanks to Luther Kia of Bloomington. Now, live from Minnesota's biggest microphone, here's Jason DeRusha.
You know, there are times in life where you have a friend or you have a relative where you know, clock's ticking. Clock's ticking for all of us, really. Welcome to Drive Time. It's Jason. You heard the news from Laura. I've been a little just out of sorts today since I got the news that Sue Zelickson had died. There are certain people in life, and maybe you've got somebody in your family who reminds you a little bit of what I'm going to talk about, the kind of person that you feel like they're never going to die because they have more energy in their 80s and 90s than you have in your 30s, 40s, and 50s. And that was Sue Zelickson to me. Sue was a giant in not just the food community, but in the Twin Cities. And it's why I want to spend a little bit of time talking about her today. Because there are people who open doors, knock down doors in the 70s, in the 80s. And a lot of us today, like, do we take it for granted? Yes, because the door's already been opened. You don't even realize that there was a time that somebody had to figure that out. Sue Zelickson hosted, and you heard Laura note that she hosted Food for Thought here on WCCO Radio for 25 years. She won a James Beard Award in 2005 for Outstanding Radio Food Program. And Sue's approach was different than what you see today on TikTok and Instagram and even in print when you hear people talking about food. And I wonder, I don't know, I've been thinking today about, like, did Sue have it right? Did the world move on? Have we moved back towards her approach? Because Sue's approach was to lift up. And be honest, when you go to a restaurant, is your initial approach like, oh, I want to help these guys out, I want to lift them up, I want to find what's good? Or is it, well, I know I'm going to get a survey and have to answer, how many stars do I give this? If I make a reservation on Open Table, I'll have to say, oh, this is is it 3 stars for food? That Sue wasn't that way. It started with, I'm going to lift up. And it went beyond just food because it was charity work. It was any fundraiser in town, Sue was there. I'd be going to stuff and I thought like, man, I got 2 or 3 things I have to go to this week. It's a lot of stuff. But Sue would be at all of these, and Sue was in her 80s. There are people like that who make an impact in our community, and even like Sue was out front a little bit. You guys heard her on the radio perhaps, but maybe, it's been a minute since she was on our air. She wrote with me at Minnesota Monthly Magazine, but she started the Charlie Awards, which was created to honor restaurants and chefs and bartenders and hospitality people. She started an organization that was designed to lift up women in the culinary industry way before anybody was talking about any of this stuff. And Jennifer Alexander from Women Who Really Cook is with us on the John Schuster Coldwell Banker Hotline. Because it's a sad day. Jennifer. But for me, I am filled with just so much love and joy for what sort of a difference Sue made and the kind of woman she was.
I agree, Jason. She was an incredible woman, and she's made an impact on countless lives across Minnesota's food industry. And we're devastated, but at the same time, we're just so grateful to have known her and to celebrate all that she was and all that she contributed to our industry. So thank you for all your kind words.
Sue started Women Who Really Cook, this was so long ago, and you think about, was it the 1990s or something, right?
Yeah, it was 1993. I remember when she asked me at our 30th anniversary, what were you doing in 1993? And I said, Sue, I was 4. So you look at that legacy, though, that she left, and it's carried on for generations. I mean, her industry connections span generations, and her legacy has just left a mark on so many young women. We now have a Sue Zelickson scholarship fund that we stood up in partnership with Minnesota Education Foundation. I know you've
Man, we're going to raise a lot of money for that fund this year. I'll tell you what, just to make sure, because you guys give those with Hospitality Minnesota to young women who are looking at careers in culinary, right?
Absolutely. Yep. Yeah. So we support women pursuing post-secondary education in food and hospitality. So I know you've been a part of the Pro Start competitions, and Sue was so passionate about giving back to the next generation. So that's what we're trying to do to carry on her legacy.
This is Jen Alexander. She's the chair of Women Who Really Cook. Jen's been around the food industry for her whole life. You work for the ag department now, right?
I do. Yep. I work in local food promotions with the Minnesota Grown program through the Minnesota Department of Agriculture. So it shows that Women Who Really Cook spans, it's not just culinary.
That's right.
Food systems. It's farmers. It's, food broadcasters. It's a little bit of everything. So
what are you going to remember most about Sue?
I think so many things and so many moments, and probably just the joy and the light that she brought everywhere she went. She had this incredible ability to make everyone around her feel completely seen and valued and welcomed. And that's what I really connected with, because I've always felt that too. You know, it shouldn't be about status and exclusivity. She was an includer. She wanted people to feel welcome and support them. You know, she would literally hear somebody's dream of starting a business and start rattling off 25 connections that they needed to make. And she would follow up. That was the thing. She also was amazing at like sending the follow-up email and the connections. And I mean, even into her 80s, she would remember every person she met. So I think, yeah, it's hard to pinpoint one favorite memory or thing, but it was just her presence. So I think everybody that knew her knew that and how special she was.
Jen, I'm really glad you called in to share that. And I just think it's important for people to understand, like, the kind of person you are is a choice. And Sue made that choice every day and every time that we saw her at events, or you saw her at Women Who Really Cook meetings, or she was helping a restaurateur who had a dream and giving some advice. But Sue made the choice to be a positive, uplifting ball of energy, and she is 4'7" tall. Like she was a giant and not, right? I mean, just an amazing thing. Yeah.
Yeah, such a presence, such a bright light. So
indeed, it's a sad day for a lot of us. Jen Alexander, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for having us, Jason, and thanks for your kind words for Sue. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. And you can, if you want to donate to that scholarship fund, you can do it at womenwhoreallycook.com, because that's, I know there will be a big effort this year for sure in Sue's memory to step up and make sure we raise money. She was on our podcast. She was on our show, DeRusha Eats, not too long ago. It was around the celebration of her birthday. And she was with us.
It's about 3 years ago. She was just about to turn 88 at the time, yeah.
Oh, that's right. Why did I have her on? Oh, it's because I think Minnesota Monthly did an article about her. And we had Sue on and the writer. And it was a really interesting story about Sue, kind of the way that she ended up in this business. Because this wasn't a thing in the 70s. You know, she grew up the daughter of a dermatologist. You might know the Zelickson name from dermatology. Her other son, one of her sons is in dermatology. Another has been around food and is a video producer and a consultant. But the Zelickson name is known. Here's one of the questions that I asked Sue on that podcast. Do you, at age 88, I think a lot of us who cover food or do, charity events and stuff are always amazed at the energy you have. How do you keep it up? How do you keep doing it?
I owe it all to my grandmother. I had a grandmother who never slept. In fact, when she did, she just slept on the sofa in her house. She was the only difference was she was a fabulous cook. But that was where my interest in food came. But I've always had a lot of energy, and I never need very much sleep until I get a little older and miss too much of it, and then I have to crash. But I'm interested in life and what goes on, and everybody says I don't want to miss anything.
That's what she would. I don't want to miss anything, Jason. I don't want to miss anything. Donna posted on Facebook, I love Sue. I am short, but when I would hug her, I had to bend down. Sue had an incredible spirit, and she inspired me to continue to open my cottage catering business back in the 90s. Pretty great. The picture I'm showing on our YouTube stream right now is Sue at the Charlie Awards when she got a Lifetime Achievement Award. And, of course, I'm only like 5'10", but that's a good 15 inches taller than Sue. I've, crouched over to be in the picture with her. I think it's important to take note and remember the people who made a difference. And at this radio station, it's important. And Sue did never let me forget the fact that she won a James Beard Award and I lost one. So there is that. She had such a great laugh and such a great sense of humor. And we're lucky to have her as a part of the history of this radio station. But even more important, she helped raise hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars for nonprofits and even more in scholarships for young women who wanted to go on into the food world. Pretty big stuff. And a great remembrance from Lindsay Polad, who is the owner of the Grocer's Table. Lindsay on Instagram writing that she never would have had the guts to open up the Grocer's Table in Wayzata if it wasn't for Sue. To my friend, mentor, and the most dynamic, vibrant woman I've known, you gave me the courage to build this place. I share my heartache with so many today. We will miss you deeply. Just, you feel lucky. There's certain people you feel lucky that you're a part of their sphere, and Sue is one of those. It's 3:20. Hug the old people, hug the young people in your life, right? Tomorrow's never promised. Even when we knew, like Sue has been struggling for a while, we knew this day was coming, but it doesn't make it any easier, does it? Just because you know it's coming. Drive Time back in a minute.
Drive Time with DeRusha is fueled by Luther Kia of Bloomington. Always online at lutherkiaofbloomington.com.
All right, let's talk about insurance, home and auto insurance. It's not a part of your day-to-day that most of us like to spend much time thinking about, right? Which is where the Canopy Group comes in. The Canopy Group takes care of finding you the best coverage at the best price. And I specifically say finding it for you because don't you ever have that looming feeling where you're like, I don't know that I'm getting a good deal here. Am I getting the best deal on home insurance? I don't know. I just got like this one guy who works with one company. That's sort of how it is. And I take his word for it that it's good. When you go to the Canopy Group, they have 16 different companies. So they will run your scenario through 16 different companies. They don't care. They work for you. They don't work for these companies. And they will match your scenario, the best coverage and the best price. And the best part of it, like it's cool the first year, I saved $820 the first year compared to my old auto and home insurance. That's cool. But even better is that every year they run that scenario again. Just making sure, like, should we switch to another company? They're loyal to you, not to some insurance company. Reach out to the Canopy Group. They're different. 800-967-3389. Or you can get a quote online at thecanopygroup.com.
Levi is a 7-year member of LiUNA Local 563.
I'm proud to be a part of LiUNA, the Skilled Construction Laborers Union, earning good union wages and benefits for the work that I do. I'm one of the workers in the work zone as we repair and improve our most important infrastructure like roads, bridges, and city streets. Please slow down when you see orange cones and yellow vests. We're building a better Minnesota.
For career opportunities, visit buildthenorth.com.
Let's take a moment to breathe. Deep inhale. Extend your spine. Remain focused on what you're doing. If safe to do so, exhale slowly, leaning to one side. Inhale back to center. If safe to do so, exhale slowly to the opposite side. Find mental health resources at loveyourmindtoday.org. This message is brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight illnesses like pneumococcal pneumonia and RSV. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and can help protect you from getting really sick. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. See more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
New Game Plus with Oxy makes your laundry smell incredible and fights stubborn smells, like the ones your dog Biscuit brought into your freshly made bed last night. But you washed that all away with Game, and now you're drifting asleep to the scent and sound of waves. Ah, no, that's the dog licking your ear.
Biscuit.
It just might be our greatest scent ever. Now with odor-fighting power. New Game Plus with Oxy.
Sniff the difference. This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Jason DeRusha.
I'm dropping bombs of genius every day on this show.
On News Talk 830 WCCO.
Well, just taking a couple moments talking about Sue Zelickson hosted a food show here on WCCO Radio in the days when nobody was really talking about restaurants or talking about food. Susie Jones is with us with some thoughts and some memories about Sue Zelickson, because you guys spent a fair amount of time together, didn't you, Susie?
We did, and she has become such a dear friend over the years. And Jason, when I heard you were talking about her today, I thought, gosh, if I had a minute, I just wanted to tell listeners how important she was to me and what a wonderful person she was. And I'll just mention, Jason, that when I was a reporter, a street reporter, in 2002, I was out every morning with Steve Murphy in the WCCO Radio newsroom, and often I would end up in precarious spots, perhaps a murder or a fire, and she would call me and say, can't they get someone else to cover that murder? Don't they know you're a young mother and you shouldn't be in dark places at 5 in the morning where gunshots are ringing out? So she cared very deeply about me. And I said, Sue, I'm fine. I'll leave if it gets dicey. She just didn't like that I was out in those dangerous situations.
It didn't sit well with her. She was, like, the Star Tribune described her as the matriarch of the food scene. And I do like that, but I also think, like, part of the deal with Sue is that she just, if you needed someone, she knew someone. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like
100%.
She was,
right?
There are certain people who are like, it's like the blue light is in the backyard to mosquitoes. Like, she just attracts people and knows how to bring people together. It's just what she was, you know?
Right. And she was everywhere. She was a woman about
everywhere.
Town.
Yeah.
She talked about Al, not really her husband, God rest his soul. They're together now. Not really wanting to go to stuff. But that never stopped her. She was everywhere. And even most recently, it was a Wayne Kostrowski event.
Yes.
And she dolled up. She had a beautiful silk top and a velvet skirt, and picked her up. And she wanted to be out there among the people for sure.
Yeah, even when she knew she was, time was running out for her, but she was still out there gathering, like you said, and she had a 90th birthday party not too long ago.
Huge. Remember that?
Yes, that
huge. The birthday cake.
Right.
And
Our friend Jamie Yukis came in to MC the whole thing, and Jamie and I have been texting today about it as well.
Good. But I will say this for people that wondered, she had the osteoporosis and had the bend over, and she really was in pain. And while she tried to do things, I think it was getting exhausting to bear that pain for so much of the time, and didn't really feel like going out much. And that's tough. It's like Sid Hartman during the pandemic. When he couldn't be out there running around, that just took the wind out of his sails. And I think that was kind of true for Sue. But I just want everyone to know how much I loved her and what a dear, sweet person and how kind she always was to me.
Susie, really appreciate it. Thank you for calling in with that. There will be lots of remembrances of Sue. There's a very good one at the Star Tribune at their website right now. I've got some reflections at minnesotamonthly.com as well. And can we play, Dan, just one more? Laura played it at the top of the hour. But for people to hear just this voice and this upbeat kind of love of life. Here's a little bit of Sue Zelickson, who died at the age of 91, resting comfortably with her home, at her home with her family. But here is a little bit of Sue Zelickson, who won a James Beard National Award for a WCCO radio show all about food.
We've got the next 2 hours filled with fabulous ideas for spring and summer entertaining, for special events, for confirmation parties, graduation, showers, weddings, Father's Day, just to get together with family and friends and neighbors, or some out-of-town visitors that might be coming in town.
Sue Zelickson, a legend. We will miss her. We're going to break. 3:29 on this Friday. Drive time coming back. We are going to talk about the jobs report that came out today. Normally, I don't get that excited about, like, ooh, let's talk jobs report. But I don't know what is going on with this economy. Yesterday, you got somebody in the Treasury Secretary saying, the K-shaped economy, we're not seeing that anymore. The Star Tribune is saying, want to be middle class? Good luck. Like, the data is showing that's out of reach. And then at the report that comes out today, you're like, holy crap, like we're losing jobs left and right. We'll try to make sense as to what you need to know about all of this with Pat Rehkamp in just a minute.
Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Let's talk about the weekend. Let's talk about making memories, about spending time with your family, and let's talk about how Minnesota Pork wants to be a part of that situation for you. It's Jason. For my friends at the Minnesota Pork Board, love those family farmers, 3,000 of them every quarter of this state. And they were at Farm Fest this weekend talking about legislation, talking about lobbying. But tonight they're back at home at their family farms, focused on one thing, delivering lean, high-protein, delicious Minnesota pork to you and your family. You go to the grocery store right now, we all know that the economy is pinching the average family a little bit more. Well, you go for some Minnesota pork, you get yourself some ground pork. Great affordability on that. How about a pork chop, pork tenderloin? This weekend, you got a little extra time. Maybe it's the time to go to tastewhatporkcando.com, tastewhatporkcando.com. And right there on that main page is a great recipe for tangy, grilled back ribs. Cook those for 2 hours, serve them up with a backyard barbecue. And the most important thing about that meal is the memories you're making with your family. That's what the Minnesota pig farmers are all about. So go to that grocery store, go to the butcher shop. Let's have Minnesota pork for dinner this weekend. Oh, yeah.
Smart Talk.
I think the U.S. government should ban social media for kids under 16.
Sharp opinions.
What the heck is going on in St. Paul? This whole deal with Mayor Herr just gets weirder by the minute.
Sharp hosts.
Donate the Dodgers. Change the damn system.
Solid Minnesota.
And it's our water supplies that are under attack. It's the people. And this freaking president of the United States is using this as a way to dunk on a politician that he doesn't like.
Yeah, some may post great quotes. Here, we drop them live. Minnesota's radio station. News Talk 830 WCCO.
For the ones who get it done, Grainger offers the professional-grade products you need to get the job done. With fast delivery you can depend on and access to technical product experts ready to help you meet any challenge. Call clickgrainger.com or just stop by.
Colonial craftsmen knew their stuff. The Colonial Collection is available in multiple sizes with all the storage pieces your bedroom might need.
A queen low footboard bed is Craftsman Direct priced from $29.45 or $123 a month for 24 months at Barufka's.
Museum quality for mummies and everyone.
Oh, Jim. Barufka's. No gimmicks, haggling, or hard to understand pricing in Woodbury and Burnsville. Barufka's.
Decidedly American.
And Doug.
Hot dog! Get your hot dog!
Customize and save with Liberty Mutual.
Hey, what are you doing?
I like your method. Direct, to the point. A little loud, but...
Listen, people don't buy car insurance the same way they do hot dogs.
Not yet, but both are customizable.
Popcorn! Get your popcorn!
Hey, this is a hot dog area.
And customize and save area. Get a quote at libertymutual.com or with your local agent.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Michelle Tafoya is a California liberal pretending to be a Republican.
But Tafoya is a never-Trumper who supports anti-Second Amendment red flag laws and amnesty for illegal immigrants. That's why voters have rejected Tafoya. Adam Schwarzy is a United States Marine and Navy SEAL. He dedicated his career to protecting America. Now Schwarzy is fighting a new enemy at home: fraud and corruption, unchecked immigration, and an economy that's crushing families. Schwarzy will secure our border, deport criminal illegals, and make life more affordable. That's why Adam Schwarzy is the only U.S. Senate candidate endorsed by the Minnesota Republican Party. Michelle Tafoya won't fight for you. She's given up. Schwarzy has been fighting his whole life, and he's not done. Adam Schwarzy for U.S. Senate. Paid for by Sheepdog PAC and not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. Sheepdog PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Flint Hills Resources Pine Bend Refinery in Rosemont produces important transportation fuels used throughout the Midwest, but they're also active in the community. They support many programs and organizations that make Minnesota better. Go to FHR.com.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
It is brought to you by Flint Hills Resources. Got a crash working North 100 Minnetonka Boulevard. Left lane shut down. First is on the scene. Get ready for your slowdowns as you come up from before Excelsior Boulevard. Traveling along 35W southbound, some slowing through downtown. Then again, as you hit Diamond Lake Road, 35E, that's a bit sluggish both directions between Highway 36 and 94. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
With a well-designed will, trust, and estate plan, you can have peace of mind. Choose Matt Gutman of Gutman Law to give yourself peace of mind. Call him now, 612-895-1616 at gutmanlaw.com. Gutman Law, peace of mind today for tomorrow.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
All right, weather brought to you by Gutman Law, wills, trust, and probate law, gutmanlaw.com. Here is Chief Meteorologist Chris Schaefer.
Nice night tonight to open up the windows, enjoy some fresh air, not humid, clearing out, falling back to 60. Plenty of sunshine tomorrow with a high up around 84. We'll have some scattered showers possible early on Sunday. The rest of the day looks nice as well, partly cloudy, once again up around 84.
You know what I'm talking here, Cook? You think, is it that important to get? Do people really need a current temp? How important is the current temp to you, Dan Cook?
I mean, after that buildup?
74 and cloudy on the Big 830.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRusha.
He's an operator, baby. Yes.
On News Talk 830 WCCO.
Watch me dance the night away.
All right, jobs report today sucked, didn't it? It's not great. It's not great. I don't know if that's how Pat Rehkamp from 1834, a division of Old National Bank, would characterize it. Would you say sucked, Pat?
I wouldn't use those words. I would say it was a miss. It was a pretty big miss. We lost 23,000 jobs on the month. The consensus expectations were 85,000, give or take, jobs are going to be added. So yeah, anytime we see a big miss like this, it definitely gives us a little bit of pause here to figure out what's going on.
Is this, in your view, is this companies making money and just not filling open positions? Is this we're making layoffs to try to make our stock price look good? Or is this like the reality of we're starting to see some of the automation that had been promised from AI starting to take hold? What's your gut tell you here?
Those are good questions. I don't think it's that case, right? Because the unemployment rate actually dropped this month. It went from 4.2 to 4.1, and that's historically very, very low.
So I'm not a math wizard, but how do you lose 23,000 jobs and unemployment goes down?
It's a great question. It's all about the labor force participation rate. What's that jargony term? It just means the number of 16-year-olds or older that are either in the workforce or looking for a job. The last 2 months, we've seen 1 million people just exit the labor force. Economists don't know the entire picture of what's going on. Some of this has been immigration policy under the Trump administration.
So you're leaving the labor force because you're getting kicked out of the country.
You're retired. I mean,
you're retired.
There's 10,000 people a day turning 65 in the U.S. That's a big number. This is the silver tsunami is what the term we like to throw out there.
I like that.
A lot of people are leaving the labor force, too. Those are two big reasons. A lot of economists think something else is going on, and we don't have quite a good answer. But we haven't seen a ton of layoffs. Jobless claims have remained pretty low, too. It's pretty interesting.
It is very interesting, right? Because we've seen this in Minnesota even, where you see this labor force participation dropping. And you can think, I mean, the cost of childcare, for example, I can understand why people would say, like, I don't know if I want to do it. We have more people being called back to work in person, which maybe that changes the dynamic. I don't know.
That might thin the herd out a little bit. I would say, though, this number where we saw 23,000 jobs lost this month, these numbers are subject to heavy revisions, too. We saw May and June get revised quite a bit, too. So before we all go jumping off a cliff here worrying about this, let's see what August says, and they'll come back and revisit July and see how much the numbers change.
Pat Rehkamp is with us. He's a senior financial writer at 1834, which is part of Old National Bank. So the main reason that, like, our listeners would, unless you ran a business or you're worried about your stocks, right, which the stock market doesn't seem... the stock market don't care if people are working, do they? They just care if you can spend money and if companies are making money. Right?
They do, and for the most part, consumers have held up pretty well.
So from the consumer standpoint, like, if, say we see another month of job loss and these numbers aren't revised in any sort of extreme way, what should the average person take from the job environment then?
Probably that it's softening. Right now, I would say even without this report, there were some earlier reports out this week, too, around the job market. Those showed a pretty healthy labor market, roughly one available job for every job seeker. That's balanced. That's what we like to see. We don't like to see too many job openings. We don't like to see too few job openings. Things looked actually pretty good.
1-to-1 is fine. So if you have a job right now, is this a good time to, like, go test the market and see if you could get a better job? Or is the job environment right now where you would say, like, if you got something, you might want to hold on to it?
Well, it's going to be industry specific to a point, right? But overall, I think so. If you were out there looking right now, it seems to be like an okay job market aside from this report.
Jobs added in usually we talk about the big number, but when you break it down to different sectors, there are jobs added in some areas, lost in others. Where did the ads come?
Two big sectors. We saw healthcare was up a decent amount. And again, I think a lot of this has to do with the aging of America. Healthcare seems to be a gangbuster. Earlier this year, we saw a lot of jobs added in other industries, which was hopeful. We don't want to see just healthcare. We'll take what we can get. But this month, it was like, we want to see more than that. Other big industry that added was construction. We don't know this, but I wouldn't be surprised if some of this is tied to the data center boom that's going on.
Oh, interesting.
Those are well-paying jobs, and even though there's a lot of pushback on those, they're still being built across the country. They have to employ a lot of people, at least initially, while they're building them.
That is the interesting thing about data centers, right? They are a job boon in construction, but they're sort of a dashed dream if a community were hoping they were going to have, 200 ongoing high-paying manufacturing jobs.
They're very minimal once they're up and operational.
Right.
That's been
but construction, I guess the takeaway, if you're a parent right now or a grandparent talking to some young people about future jobs, construction looks real good, the trades look real good, and healthcare especially.
Absolutely. I think those are going to be good careers going forward for a while now, especially as we see, in tying this back to the baby boomers, is a lot of the trades baby boomers age out, there will be jobs available. We've seen that. I forget the numbers now, but they were showing what electricians are getting to work on these data center jobs. It's hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's massive amounts of money.
Well, a friend of mine owns a computer software, a technology company, and he's like, if I were a computer science grad, I would be faced with a real tough decision because I could go set up data centers and be making really good money.
Sure.
But, do you sacrifice your growth and career if you took a regular computer engineering job and worked your way up?
Hindsight's
if you can get a job. That's the problem. It's hard to get those engineering jobs now. Maybe you want to go plug in network cables at a data center.
Well, hindsight's always 20/20. I mean, when I was graduating with a journalism degree about 20 years ago, at times I thought maybe I'll just be waiting tables the rest of my life, but here we are.
Well, they were telling us journalism was a bad idea when I was in college in 1993.
It's true.
They weren't wrong.
No.
I mean, I'm not sure of all my choices in life, this one was maybe
That's
the
one
most
of the
questionable.
forecasts that definitely I think was pretty spot on.
Yes.
Unfortunately.
It took a little longer than they
Yeah.
thought for the collapse. And there is a lesson there, though. I know there's been quite a bit of pushback of late on the whole AI situation.
Mm-hmm.
Is AI going to be a bubble in a way that, you look at the stock market, a lot of the growth has been AI-related stocks.
It has been. We've seen some broadening out, though. It's not just AI companies. Second quarter's about wrapping up. The numbers have been very good overall. It's not just AI. I think there's a lot of uncertainty surrounding AI, though. There is certainly some profitability, and a lot of these mega tech companies are making money, which is interesting.
Does this job situation affect what might happen with the Federal Reserve when they come together next month?
It's a great question. The Fed's on break for August. They don't get together again until the middle of September. So we're going to get a lot of data between now and then, a lot of inflation data, a lot of employment data. Some of the big probability model that Wall Street likes before the job report came out had about a 60% chance for a rate hike in September. After this pretty weak jobs report, that fell to 40-ish% for a hike. So, yeah, it's going to give, if this continues, it will give the Fed pause to hike in a tough job market.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Pat Rehkamp with us from 1834, part of Old National Bank. We'll see what happens next month. We're not freaking out about this thing.
Not yet. This is one report. And these things, again, they're very, very subject to heavy revisions. We'll have to see.
Pat, thank you. Appreciate
Thanks, Jason. Always good coming by.
Have a good weekend.
You
3:45 in a minute. I'm going to talk about last night. I guess I technically got a taste of urban exploring. I climbed to the top of a building in St. Paul. I want to talk about signs and skylines. And I think St. Paul's is more fun than Minneapolis. We'll talk about that when we come back.
This is Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Tell you who likes a nice lit sign in the middle of the night. It's my friends at Randy's Electric. That is for sure. It's Jason here from one of our newest partners on CCO Radio, but they're not new to the Twin Cities. Randy's is there for you when life delivers those oh no moments. You know the kind of moments I'm talking about. With the electricity, maybe it's your power going out. My in-laws had a situation where their power just kept going out over and over and over, and you're like, what is going on here? Your power goes out, you go, oh no. Maybe you've got a breaker that keeps going, or maybe you've been installing LED lights and they keep kind of flickering and don't work right. You're like, oh no. I want you to turn your oh no's into Call Randy's. CallRandys.com is the website. It is one stop for all of your electrical needs and also for all of your plumbing needs. So I like to think about the typical at-home nonsense that you don't know how to fix. You got a sewer that's backed up, a toilet that keeps running, a leaky sink, a shower problem, sewer, drain, sump pump, all of that kind of stuff, the stuff that generates the oh no, call Randy's. Don't panic. CallRandys.com. Call Randy's Electric and Plumbing.
And Doug.
Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons. And lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen. And oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live. And you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Let's make this summer your best summer ever. Jason here for Luther Kia of Bloomington, and Luther Kia Bloomington wants to upgrade your ride. Outstanding prices. $399 a month. Sign and drive lease offers on Seltos, Sportage, Nero, and K5. Get out of here. Plus $750 owner loyalty cash on the stunning Kia Telluride and the Telluride Hybrid. Best cars for the money on the market. Check out their brand new facility, now open at 35W and 494. Luther Kia of Bloomington.com.
Lisa Damuth, a Republican who delivers results.
And I led the charge in rooting out billions in fraud and waste.
To stop the fraud, you need a governor who won't back down. Lisa Damuth gets the job done. Lisa Damuth understands. To make Minnesota affordable again, we must fight fraud. Lisa Damuth knows. To create good-paying jobs for Americans, we must stop payments to illegal aliens.
I led the way to end taxpayer funding of health care for illegal immigrants.
In the legislature, Republican Lisa Damuth fought the fraudsters. Now, Lisa Damuth's running for governor.
Let's start our Minnesota comeback right here and right now.
America's PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising. Paid for by America's PAC and not authorized by any other candidate or committee. AmericasPAC527.com.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Crash still working north 100 Minnetonka Boulevard. Left lane is closed. Traffic is jammed up. It's come up from Excelsior Boulevard. Get ready for a little bit of a gawker slowdown as you make your way southbound through the area. Traveling along 94 westbound. That's slow through Hudson, Wisconsin, heading off toward the St. Croix River Bridge. 10 westbound. That's looking good right now. 35W up into Anoka. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Get your home into the comfort zone with Metro Heating and Cooling.
Call Metro Heating and Cooling for a $109 air conditioner tune-up. Find out more at metroheating.com.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Metro Heating and Cooling bringing us the forecast. It is cloudy right now. That should clear out, though, by tonight. The rain is mostly gone, too. A low of 60. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, 84. Humidity will be creeping up every day starting tomorrow. Sunday, chance of showers early, then partly cloudy, 84. Again, all in all, for Uptown Art Fair this weekend, not bad. Not bad. Right now, it's, it almost feels like a spring day out there right now. 74 and cloudy on CCO.
Steering you through what matters. Drive Time with DeRusha. Tuned up and rolling thanks to Luther Kia of Bloomington.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
That was the sound last night as I was on top of the First National Bank building in downtown St. Paul, where a new owner took over this building. The First National Bank building, I don't know, you might feel like, aren't they lighting this thing up all the time? Didn't we just light this a couple years ago? Yeah, they did, and it didn't work. There's a new owner. And there's something cool about a giant sign on top of a building. And I was thinking about this last night. First of all right, they don't want me to tell you this, but I'm going to tell you this. And Cook, on a scale of 0 to 10, 10 meaning I would be screaming like a little girl and begging to get out of the elevator. We get loaded into elevators for the lighting of the thing. And as the elevator starts going up, and we're going up the 30th floor. It goes up past the skyway level, and then it stops, and then it goes and sinks down. And then it starts up again, and then and more like a like a sudden, like, oh, crap.
Yeah.
It did it 3 times. There is a guy who, I don't want to out him, but he jumped into my arms and needed me to cradle him at the moment. 0 to 10, would you be fleeing and screaming?
I'd probably, it depends on a couple of factors. How full was the elevator? Were you like shoulder to shoulder?
No, not that full.
Okay, so that helps.
It wasn't overloaded.
So that's probably more of a 4 for me.
Yeah. I was ready to exit.
I mean, mildly concerned.
I was
grateful to get off the elevator.
And you're like, it's a new guy owns the building. There's probably some work that needs to be done.
Probably.
So we did exit.
Yeah.
We did go back. We're like, how about what if?
Hey, the stairs still work, don't
just
they?
Got an idea here. Like, what if we didn't? So they lit up the First National Bank building. And it just made me think, Minneapolis has a boring skyline. No signs, no points of interest. The only thing, I mean, you had the Channel 4, like the WCCO, which I'm fairly certain back when I worked at Channel 4, we just put that up there and sort of dared the city to tell us that it was a violation of code. But like in Minneapolis, you have like NPR that has the news ticker. That's kind of fun. You got the First now lit up.
In St. Paul, you mean?
In St. Paul, thank you. So St. Paul has the NPR news ticker.
Yeah.
You've got the First sign that's now lit up again, and they're going to be able to change the colors, for Wild or for USA or whatever. I think the Minneapolis skyline, objectively, more buildings, it's better.
More buildings. And the Capella Tower, you can do some things with that halo.
But the halo is, we rely on the architecture over here to be the show.
But I mean, that lights up and does different colors and stuff.
But no like signs,
but no
logos.
No, you're right.
Boring.
And even the WCCO TV thing is low enough where it's not like it's really part of the skyline at all. You have to be
you got to be street
on one
level.
of the adjacent blocks to
now
be able to
the
see
Target thing is kind of fun at the top of Target, where like they do the different kind of graphical animations at the top of the Target headquarters. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I really don't know.
Do you ever look up at night in the
Well,
winter?
am I ever near Target?
Well, the headquarters.
Right.
You should see it like on the way to 394 if you look to the right, like by the Basilica. You would see it.
If you say so.
I mean, you're just focused on the road.
I'm trying to drive and not kill anybody, but I mean, if you want me to take my eyes off the road and
I
wipe
like
somebody
to
out
take
so
a
you can
look
see the
around.
Target.
Actually says, Jason, the Hartman show level of rage baiting you're doing to Minneapolis people right now is outstanding. I just think the Minneapolis skyline is missing out on the fun through this sort of like, well, we can't have logos, messing up the beautiful skyline. You know what people climbed to the top of a building to see last night? A big 1ST lit up. First, that's it. But I think it's fun. I wish we had a little more fun with our skyline here. Don't you think? Do you like a logo or are you anti-logo? Are you like, you're probably one of these lefty, I don't want corporate America in my face. Is that you, Dan Cook?
No, I'm just an everyday person who doesn't really care.
You don't care about the skyline?
Not
you don't
really,
get excited about any
no.
of it?
Sorry.
Really?
Yeah. I know you're not supposed to be that on the radio.
It's fine.
It's
fine. I mean, I think it's your right to be like sort of a lame dinkus. It's your right.
I love it when people aren't as excited about you as something, how raged you get.
Yeah, how dare you? Now I'm mad. I'm going to be mad the rest of the show. You're going to want to keep listening. If I'm pissed off for the next 2 hours, and I may take it all out on Cook, you never know.
Sometimes I feel like
like I don't have
Just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want a second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about Legal Tax Defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free no-risk consultation. 800-284-1238. 800-284-1238. You have nothing to lose but everything to gain. 800-284-1238.
It's 5 o'clock. Your employees are headed home, but you're still updating spreadsheets, switching between software, and wondering where the day went. There's a better way. Odoo brings accounting, sales, inventory, CRM, and more together in one fully integrated platform. So you spend less time managing software and more time running your business. Because your workday should end. Eventually. Try Odoo free at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Your news, your voice, your station. News Talk 830 WCCO 1029 HD2, Minneapolis, St. Paul.
From ABC News, I'm Chuck Severson. Department of Homeland Security says while it promised to equip each enforcement team with an officer wearing a body camera, it says it will review footage and will only release it when it's in the best interest of the agency. ABC's Luke Barr.
The body-worn camera policy was written in early 2025 and says that after a high-profile shooting or incident, a panel of individuals will review the footage and determine whether it be released.
Analysts were expecting a net gain of jobs last month. Instead, the Labor Department reports overall losses. Totals for June and May revised downward. ABC's Jim Ryan.
The consensus was for a net gain of 83,000 positions last month. Instead, the Labor Department has reported a loss of 23,000 jobs. The same report shows the no hire, no fire employment market still dominates. At 4.1%, the unemployment rate was essentially the same as the June figure, as was the number of unemployed Americans at 6.9 million.
Weather affecting air travel today with more than 1,400 flight cancellations, says FlightAware. Todd Blanche has just enough support to become the next Attorney General, with Louisiana Senator Bill Cassidy saying that he'll vote for Blanche. ABC's Jay O'Brien at the Capitol.
Because Todd Blanche, in Cassidy's view, had served as the president's personal attorney, he could tell the president the truth, and he could push back on him in a private setting. I can tell you, it's the opposite characterization you often hear, particularly from Democrats of Todd Blanche, which is that the fact that he was the president's personal attorney ties him closer to the president's viewpoint and ties him closer to following direction from the president.
Wall Street indexes closed out their best week since April, with the S&P 500 setting a new record. The lower Labor Department jobs numbers for July signal that the Federal Reserve may not raise interest rates, prompting the buying of stocks today. Crude oil prices held at yesterday's lower levels. You're listening to ABC News.
Minnesota's trusted voice every hour. Let's get you caught up with what's happening now on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Mostly cloudy, 76 degrees at 4:02. I'm Laura Oakes. Ramsey County Attorney John Choi and Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison filing a lawsuit today to try to keep rival gangs out of the Minnesota State Fair.
The two are taking legal action to stop members of the Ville and Muddy gangs from gathering at the fair after social media posts teased a massive summer showdown. The civil filing connects both groups to a string of high-profile violence, including a chaotic 2025 fairground fight near the Midway and a shooting at a Burnsville High School graduation ceremony. A judge must now review the request to decide if law enforcement can legally stop the groups from attending the fair before the gates open in just 3 weeks. Taylor Rivera, News Talk 830 WCCO.
In a statement, Choi and Ellison say in part there is an alarming escalation of threats and settling of scores planned to take place at the Minnesota State Fair. They say they cannot tolerate such a possibility, and it is their responsibility to intervene and prevent it. A new homeless encampment emerging in St. Paul following the closure of the Pig's Eye Park encampment yesterday. Dozens of people have established a new site near Randolph Avenue and Shepherd Road in the city's West End. Even though advocates and outreach teams are on site with supplies and resources, most encampment residents are turning down the opportunity to go to a shelter. Outreach volunteer Nick Sterry says oftentimes a bed isn't enough to solve the problem.
It's more of like they're just checking them in and not communicating with them. And so when there becomes problems with inside these facilities, you see a lot of like just removing them, kicking them out, giving them a 24-hour ban.
No word yet on if city leaders will move to close this news site next. Journalist and former CNN anchor Don Lemon filing paperwork today trying to have criminal charges against him thrown out following his arrest in St. Paul last winter during the federal immigration crackdown. Lemon was charged by the Justice Department for entering a church with a group of anti-ICE activists who disrupted the service, calling for the pastor's arrest over his alleged connection to ICE. Lemon maintains he was there in his capacity as a journalist. His attorneys say the charges are part of a broader assault on the free press. Droves of Savannah Banana fans converging on downtown Minneapolis for this evening's antics at Target Field. The Bananas are taking on the Loco Beach Coconuts all weekend. It's part baseball, part show, with players dancing on the field in choreographed routines and plenty of fan involvement. Darren Olson made the trip from Aberdeen, South Dakota.
My son saw them on YouTube and got us interested, so we became K-Club members so that we can get tickets, and got, 13, we'll have 17 people here today.
Banana ball games feature unique rules, like when a fan catches a foul ball, it's considered an out, and batters being allowed to steal first base. And Dan, I've heard this is also some quality baseball too, right? These guys are athletes, not like major leaguers, but it's a good show.
No, these are generally guys that couldn't make it to the major leagues and didn't want to toil in the minor leagues, and this was just another option. I don't, I'm an old curmudgeonly baseball fan. To me, this isn't baseball. This is something akin to it, but people love it. I mean, they've sold out a ton of tickets, and it's great. People, and really the people that love it and aren't necessarily even baseball fans in and of themselves, and I think that's probably why they're drawn to this.
It's the entertainment.
Yeah, and that's great. I love it that people have that option, sure.
Thank you very much. It is 4:05 on WCCO.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Cars still working north 100 Minnetonka Boulevard. Left lane remains closed. Traffic remains tight as you come up from 50th Street. If you're going to be traveling 94 westbound, get ready for slowdown. Just move past 494 up to Weaver Lake Road. And then again, between Rogers and Albertville, got some slowing there as well. 35E, that slows both directions between Roseland and I-94. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
B&M Tree Services, certified arborists offering tree trimming, storm cleanup, and full tree removal with professional service at prices you can afford. Call 1-800-569-9034 or visit bnmtree.com. Trusted, professional, reliable.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Brought to you by B&M Tree Service. Here's WCCO TV Chief Meteorologist Chris Schaefer.
The sky will be clearing out into the night tonight. We'll fall back to 60, not humid. You could open up the windows again. Gorgeous day tomorrow. Mostly sunny with a high of 84. We could have some scattered showers early on Sunday. Then partly cloudy by the afternoon with a high once again around 84.
Mostly cloudy right now, 79 at News Talk 830 WCCO.
We are news. We are talk. We are News Talk 830 WCCO. Good questions. Topics you'll probably talk about at dinner. Places to go for dinner. This is the Ride Home Reimagined. Welcome to Drive Time with DeRusha. Thanks to Luther Kia of Bloomington. Now, here's Jason DeRusha.
All right, let's go. I need 2 contestants to play Card DeSharks. It's Friday. It's rainy. How about $50 at Jester Concepts? 651-461-9226. We love new contestants. We'd love to have you give us a call if you want to play our game. We do this every Friday at 4 o'clock. We thank Jester Concepts for their support. Be a great weekend to get out to the patio. If you're going to see the Savannah Bananas. Maybe you want a pregame at Butcher and the Boar on the patio over there. I was at Butcher and the Boar on Monday, sitting at the bar, Laura, having dinner, and I had, I was inspired by recent news. It felt like it was time for a hot dog. You know, hot dogs have been in the news.
Yeah.
So I got myself a foot-long hot dog.
How do they do it at Butcher and the Boar? Is
It's
it
like milk.
fancy?
A little fancy, like milk bread, grilled foot-long. So it had like some char, good snap on the dog.
good.
But then it had like chow chow on it, which is like that sort of onion, like fried onion, sort of fancy.
Yeah.
That was good.
It sounds good.
Very good. You've one more, Dan says. 651-461-9226. Our winner gets a $50 gift card. $50 would cover your more than your bar tab. That covered more than my dinner.
Yeah.
My hot dog and old fashioned. They got a great bourbon selection there. But this gift card is good at Starling in Edina. It's good at Shiki Noodle Bar in Excelsior, which was another place I just went to. It is pretty new. It's been about a year now.
Okay.
So Shiki and Mirabelle and Excelsior, and there's a parlor downstairs.
Yes.
But it's cool for Excelsior. That's sort of a hot little corner now. David Fema's place is across the street.
Vagabondo.
And that's very good, too. So, like, what Excelsior needs is, like, I think they finally, I don't know if they have much of a hotel. You know, it'd be kind of cool to, like, do, like, a staycation in Excelsior.
Yeah.
You could hit up all those different restaurants. All right, we have our contestants. They're ready to go. We have our poem as well. You knew that our poet laureate of Card DeSharks wasn't going to let us down. Kristen Olson on the case. So let's do it. Let's play Minnesota's fastest growing afternoon card-related game. It is Card Shark. Just got to get the right tab up. Of all the Minnesota teams that stinks, you better believe it's not our Lynx. With McBuckets and Fee and our rookie phenom, Olivia Miles, is completely the bomb. So blow it right up on this Card DeSharks day. I'll say it again. It's free to play on Card DeSharks. Rhyming stinks and links.
There you go.
Very nicely done. John is in St. Peter. John, how are you?
I am good.
Good. That was a qualified good from John. Sometimes you need to deliberate on it. You got to think about it, John. Good is good.
Yeah, well, we were down doing a golf tournament fundraiser, and it poured, and we were pulled off the course, and it was canceled then.
Oh, no. That's a bummer.
So did you have to go to the 19th hole? Is that what happened there?
That's exactly what we did.
I'm familiar. I'm not much of a golfer, but I'm pretty good at the 19th hole. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, and I think we made par there. So
Excellent. Excellent. John, stand by. You are playing against Randy. Randy, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
Where are you at today, Randy? Where are you from?
From Eden Prairie, heading on 494 to pick up a friend to go to dinner at Bungalow Club.
Oh, nice. Mm-hmm. Bungalow Club, underrated, I think. People don't know how great Bungalow Club is. That's a good call.
Every Friday night.
Oh, that's a nice.
I love that.
Very good. All right, excellent. Randy and John, you are playing for $50 at Jester Concepts. You can use the gift card at any of their restaurants. And here is how we play. We start with a question. Today I have 2 questions that are actual surveys and 2 questions where the answer may or may not be true. I don't know. I don't write. Our team of writers writes these questions. But 2 are actual surveys of 100 people. And first, we're going to have John, who will answer the question higher or lower. John will give me a number between 0 and 100, and Randy will say higher or lower. That's how we do it. Whoever's right gets control of the cards. Laura's dealt them out, and we're ready to go. If you want to watch the game, you can watch it on YouTube, WCCO Radio channel, or on X, or on Facebook. Here we go. Coming up in about 20 minutes on the show, John and Randy, we are going to talk about ranking the seasons. Because this summer, I think, has been a little questionable, you know? It was smoky, then it was hot. And it just has me wondering, like, where is summer? It used to be you suffered through the winter to enjoy the summer. So we'll talk about that in 20 minutes. But the question I'm asking you guys, compared with your usual summer, have you been spending more or less time outdoors this summer? We asked 100 Americans, so not just Minnesotans. How many Americans say, you know what, I have been spending less time than usual outdoors this summer? What do you think, John? How many Americans have been spending less time outdoors?
I would say 51%.
John says 51%. I mean, John certainly is spending less time outdoors because it rained on his golf tournament, Laura. That's how that went. Randy, what do you think? Higher or lower than 51?
I'm going to guess the smoke says higher.
All right, Randy says higher. I have been spending less time than normal. How about you, Laura?
I'm trying to think about
the same?
that. I'm about the same.
Yeah.
I have not enjoyed the smoke, of course, so then I'm in, but some of these past few days have been so gorgeous. I've been outside way more than usual.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of has a way of balancing itself out, doesn't
Yeah.
it? The actual number of Americans who say they're spending less time outdoors than normal is quite a bit lower, actually. 29 is the number of people. That surprised me, but a lot of, most people say they're spending the same. Most people say the same. Okay, so that means, John, you get control of the cards. Do you want the red cards or the blue cards, John? You get to decide.
Let's go red, please.
All right, John's taking the red cards. Laura's going to flip your first card. It's a 7, not a great start.
Change that card, please.
You know the rules. You get to change that card. Laura's going to give you a new red card, and that 7 becomes a 9. Oh boy. Didn't help you much on the flip there, John, but you want to go higher or lower than a 9?
Let's go lower, please.
All right, lower than a 9. It is a 5. It is lower than a 9, and now you're cooking. You can freeze at any point if you want to lock Randy out and preserve your progress. But a 5, I don't know, maybe you want to roll the dice, John. Higher, lower, or freeze?
You know, I'm all for rolling the dice, so let's go a little higher, please.
All right, John goes higher than a 5. It is a 6. It is a little high. Is John seeing through the cards? A little higher was right on the money, that's for sure. All right, John, you're at a 6 now. I don't know if that makes your decision any easier or harder, but you want to freeze it or go higher, lower than a 6?
You know what? I'm going to keep going because it's not commercial break yet, so let's go higher, please.
That's right. We could kill another minute or so.
It's
higher than a
always-
6. Oh, no, it's a 3. Oh,
It's always time for a commercial break, John.
That's what Dan says, yes.
Dan, you're wrong.
John, you were trying to help us out, and instead, all of those go. But good news for you, Randy. You get a free shot at the cards. Your cards are blue. So Laura's going to give you your opener, and it is a 7. We've got rough cards today. I have to confess that I take responsibility. I'm the one who dealt out these cards. So don't direct your anger at Laura. You know what I'm saying? You would never, would you, Randy? Randy, you're on a 7, higher or lower than a 7?
If I get it wrong, I'll blame that footlong hot dog. I'll go higher.
Very good. Higher than a 7. It's an 8. It is higher. And these cards are challenging today. All right, Randy, you're on an 8. You can freeze if you want, but you're also sort of playing with house money here. So whatever you want to do, freeze, higher, lower, it's your call, Randy.
Let's go higher again.
All right, higher than an 8. It is an ace. It is higher than an 8. Woo! And this feels like a good time for a commercial to me. Because when I see an ace, I have a pretty good feeling what Randy's next move is going to be, but let's let him think about it. Card DeSharks, thanks to Jester Concepts with 2 contestants who get the bit. They're on it. John and Randy, appreciate you guys. Card DeSharks, coming right back.
Drive Time with DeRusha is fueled by Luther Kia of Bloomington. Go see Dan Dingman and the crew today, or always online at lutherkiaofbloomington.com.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance. And now we're customizing this rush hour ad to keep you calm, which could help your driving. And science says therapy is great for a healthy mindset. So enjoy this 14-second session on us. I think you've done everything right and absolutely nothing wrong. In fact, anything that hasn't gone your way could probably be blamed on your father not being emotionally available because his father wasn't emotionally available, and so on. And now that you're calm and healing, you're probably driving better too.
Liberty, 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 liberty. When you need someone to listen, a lawyer you know and trust.
Hi, I'm Mike Bryant. If you've ever been injured in a collision, choosing the right attorney may be one of the most important decisions you'll ever make. But how do you know who to trust? That's exactly why we created our new website. It's filled with helpful information designed to answer your questions before you ever pick up the phone. I especially invite you to visit our Why Choose Bradshaw and Bryant page. It explains our experience, our commitment to our clients, and why certified trial lawyers can make a difference. Visit minnesotapersonalinjury.com. That's minnesotapersonalinjury.com. I sincerely hope you're never in a collision, but if you are, call us first.
Find Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury attorneys at minnesotapersonalinjury.com.
Confidence and pride, working harder, going farther, with Mike Bryant on your side, seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw and Bryant.
At Wealth Enhancement, we believe wealth is in the details. Our team of trusted advisors craft personalized solutions to help you achieve your financial goals. Tune in to the Your Money Show on News Talk 830 WCCO every Sunday from 8 to 9 a.m. or go to wealthenhancement.com to connect with one of our advisors.
The time to be outdoors is now. The weather is just lovely. It's Benita here. Make your backyard a place you'll love spending time in with By the Yard's beautiful maintenance-free outdoor furniture built to withstand the elements and designed for comfortable outdoor living. It is so fantastic to sit and relax in By the Yard furniture. Visit a showroom today and experience it for yourself. By the Yard, life is better outdoors.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-329-1010. That's 1-800-329-1010. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-329-1010. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Jason DeRusha.
I don't think he's funny. I don't think he's been funny for years.
On News Talk 830 WCCO.
Card DeSharks in effect. John in St. Peter, Randy in Eden Prairie, squaring off in a great competition here. And John got the first question right, but ran into some rough cards. Randy is in control right now. Randy had a couple of rough cards to start, but he persevered. He had a 7 and an 8, and now an ace. So, Randy, you're in good shape here on this ace. I assume you want to keep going, and you can choose higher or lower on this ace here.
I think we should go lower.
All right, I'm not gonna disagree, because unless it's an ace, you would be in good shape, and you are. It's a 5. It is lower. John, is Randy gonna win this deal off of your correct answer on this question?
You know what? I hope he does, because he needs to get out to that place where he's going to go on a weekly.
That's right. I wish I were giving you a gift card to the Bungalow Club if you go there every Friday. Randy, you are on a 5. If you can call it higher or lower, or you could freeze if you want. It's your call. Randy, what do you say?
I think we should try to go higher for hopefully a PS stake.
All right, higher than a 5. It is a 7. It is higher. And Randy's going to PS stake. That's a good call, Randy. I love PS Steak. Beautiful. You got two choices. You can hang out in the lounge, or you could be back in the kind of dark, wood-paneled steakhouse, all the same great food. But, Randy, you got $50 coming your way, and we'll get that out to you next week.
Fantastic. Thank you. Good luck, John.
Randy,
Randy, make sure you hold up a beer and say, "Here's to John losing."
John, you got kind of hosed there, that's for sure. Oh, Dan, you want to give John a shot?
I mean, Randy did run the table. I think you could give him a shot.
Dan is in a kind and giving mood, so we're going to do it. John in St. Peter, if you can run the table, we'll give you a gift card too. So you ready for this, John?
I am ready.
All right, you're on a 9. It's kind of a crummy card to start with, but higher or lower than a 9?
Ah, boy. You know what? It's been all lower, so let's go higher.
All right,
please.
Against the odds, higher than a 9. It is. It's a jack. Oh, John's feeling it. Higher or lower than a jack?
Well, with the odds, we're going to have to go jack. Let's go jack.
I mean, that could happen.
That would be something if he called the double up.
If he called the push. You're going to go lower, John says. And it is. It's a 7. These middle cards this time. All right. 2 cards to go, John. Higher or lower than a 7?
We're going to go back to higher, please.
All right. Higher than a 7? It's an ace. Oh, boy.
Oh, no.
I'm going to have to pay off this promise, huh? All right. Higher or lower than an ace for a double win?
Well, you know what? Let's go lower, please.
All right. Bold choice. Oh, no. It's a push. Oh, no. Oh, no. Get out of here.
Oh. What do we do with this?
A push. A push is a loss. Is a loss.
Oh,
is a loss.
No, I think we should break the rules.
All right, Laura feels bad. We're going to send John a gift card, too. Everybody wins.
Everybody wins.
I will listen to Laura 24/7.
Thank you. 6 a.m. tomorrow morning.
I was going to say tomorrow morning,
That's right. You got to be up early to hear Laura on Saturdays.
Laura doesn't realize she's paying for this gift card, but that's okay.
Oh, well.
John, very fun. You both were great contestants. I appreciate you guys listening. Stay on the line. Dan will get both of your information, and both John and Randy are getting gift cards today. Why not? Why not?
Yay. Enjoy.
Very good. We love giving away other people's money. That's way more fun.
I truly love giving away your money. So, yeah.
Laura, thank you. People can check out your, I don't know if everyone knows this, but you have taken over our Saturday morning program.
Yes, I have.
So you're on from 6 until?
6 until 10. So the first hour is just a bunch of fun stuff. And then we have some regular scheduled guests at 7, 8, and 9. We have Smart Gardens. We have the Home Improvement Show with Andy Lindis. We have Ted Farrell's Weekly Wine Chat. We have a car care segment with Nick Stoffel. So there's lots going on Saturday morning.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank
Check
you.
it out with Laura tomorrow morning. In a minute, we are going to rank our seasons. Dan said something on the show earlier this week that I found so outrageous that I needed to bring it back and ask you guys for input on it. So rank the seasons. And specifically, where is summer on your list? Because to me, this summer has me questioning everything. 651-461-9226. Winter's got to be last, right? Maybe not. You rank Minnesota seasons when we come back.
This is Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Okay, so we checked with our people who sent it to legal. Legal then referred it to corporate. Corporate formed a steering committee, which convened the board, who then commissioned an independent feasibility study. And the study was peer-reviewed, notarized, redacted, unredacted, and returned to legal. After reviewing the findings, consulting several highly paid independent experts, and taking a long, thoughtful look at the data, it turns out that, yes, you can listen to WCCO.
If only every decision in life were as easy as choosing News Talk 830 WCCO. No committee necessary.
Lisa Damuth, a Republican who delivers results.
And I led the charge in rooting out billions in fraud and waste.
To stop the fraud, you need a governor who won't back down. Lisa Damuth gets the job done. Lisa Damuth understands to make Minnesota affordable again, we must fight fraud. Lisa Damuth knows to create good-paying jobs for Americans, we must stop payments to illegal aliens.
I led the way to end taxpayer funding of health care for illegal immigrants.
In the legislature, Republican Lisa Damuth fought the fraudsters. Now, Lisa Damuth's running for governor.
Let's start our Minnesota comeback right here and right now.
America's PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising. Paid for by America's PAC and not authorized by any other candidate or committee. AmericasPAC527.com.
Summer's not over yet, and Launchpad Golf, the Meadows, is where I'm finishing it strong. It's Jason DeRusha. Launchpad Golf in Prior Lake, right across from Mystic Lake Casino Hotel. It's more than a golf entertainment venue. Come for dinner. Try some of my favorites like the Truffle Bison Burger, Wild-Caught Salmon. Plus, how about this deal? The Summer Players Card. It's just $199. Golf in a suite any weekday with 5 guests. 2 visits. Your new weekday hangout pays for itself. Book tonight at launchpadgolf.com.
For the ones who get it done, Grainger offers the professional-grade products you need to get the job done. With fast delivery you can depend on and access to technical product experts ready to help you meet any challenge. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Drip Drop is doctor-developed, proven fast hydration that helps your body and mind work better. Trusted by firefighters, medical professionals, and over 90% of top college and pro sports teams, Drip Drop is engineered to hydrate faster and more effectively than water alone, with 3 times the electrolytes of leading sports drinks. Stock up now at DripDrop.com and use promo code Radio20 for 20% off your first order. That's DripDrop.com, promo code Radio20 for 20% off your first order. Head to DripDrop.com now and use promo code Radio20.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. But at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited everything for just $35 a line. That's $35 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. Switch to the carrier ranked #1 in network coverage and customer satisfaction and get unlimited everything for just $35 a month. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit Consumer Cellular online or in-store today. Price includes $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes and fees apply. Data speeds reduced after 35 gigabytes. Rankings done by 2025 ACSI survey.
Some houses are listed and sit on the market forever. The uncertainty of when your home will sell or if it will sell at all causes so much stress. If you're thinking of selling, call the John Schuster Group, Coldwell Banker Realty. The Good Neighbor Agent's marketing system helps him routinely sell homes fast and for the most money possible. He can even help you sell your home off market. Curious what your home is worth? Type in your address on johnschustergroup.com.
Buy a home, sell a home, we'll get you moving. JohnSchusterGroup.com.
Terms and conditions may apply.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Things are slow south 35E, Randolph to Shepherd Road, 494 northbound, jammed up as you come up from Rockford Road into the Fish Lake interchange. West 94 slow through Hudson, Wisconsin, past Carmichael Road, heading out to the St. Croix River Bridge. 35E still congested for the afternoon between Roselawn and 94. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
From the streets of New York to the cafes of Havana, Guys and Dolls is a high-rolling Tony Award-winning musical spectacular. I'll wager you're gonna love it and get a good bang for your buck. Guys and Dolls at Chanhassen Dinner Theaters. Snag those tickets. Visit ChanhassenDT.com.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days.
Guys and Dolls, which is on stage right now. You can get those tickets at ChanhassenDT.com, as you just heard. So I'm glad I could say it again, because now you're going to remember it, right? Thank you, Guys and Dolls. Here's Chris Schaefer.
Nice night tonight to open up the windows, enjoy some fresh air, not humid, clearing out, falling back to 60. Plenty of sunshine tomorrow with a high up around 84. We'll have some scattered showers possible early on Sunday. The rest of the day looks nice as well, partly cloudy, once again up around 84.
Right now, I got some grief last forecast when I said it was cloudy outside. But, Dan, look out the dang window. It's absolutely cloudy in downtown Minneapolis, is it not? Yep. How dare you people question my meteorological prowess? A little bit of rain coming through the northwest metro as well. Just a narrow band. Should be fine for the Savannah Bononos tonight. 74 on CCO.
Drive Time with DeRusha.
I wish you weren't right, but you are.
On News Talk 830 WCCO.
Dan Cook said something so outrageous during our weekly Enough segment Wednesday that I thought we should consult the smart people that are a part of this show. And by that, I mean you guys, the people. The people never let me down, Dan. Except sometimes when they do. Sometimes you do. We're talking about summer. This summer has been lacking, I would say. Lacking. And a texter nails where my thought is about the summer. Jason, I feel we got cheated out of another summer. Spring was very, very windy. Couldn't do yard work. First of summer, very, very wet and still windy. Then the smoke. And now very hot and dry. Only rain is a front that comes in and just dumps it. Luke in Monticello ranks this summer a D-. You said, Dan, that...
Well, I would just point out that's more of grading the season as opposed to ranking the seasons, which was the initial premise.
Yeah.
I said
Look, I can squeeze a totally different segment out of grading this summer.
Could.
Like, we could retread this for sure next week.
Absolutely, probably will.
Yeah.
I said that this summer sort of broke me and that it moved summer to number 4. The truth is that if I'm going to cite our friend Blois Olson and say this is the definitive ranking of seasons in the state of Minnesota,
I like it.
It goes like this. Season number 1, top, fall. Fall's the best season in Minnesota.
Okay.
You get the leaves, you get the cooler temperatures, you get football, you still some baseball going on. It's beautiful. Yeah. Love fall. Number 2, spring, right? We get out of winter, things are growing, it's baseball season starting, everybody's happy, the temperatures warm up. Spring is the second best season in Minnesota. The third best season in Minnesota is the winter.
What?
Is winter.
So number 1,
fall. Number 2, spring. Number 3, summer. I'm sorry, winter. Number 3 is winter.
I mean, try to get your bit right.
Number 5,478 is summer.
Wow.
Summer's the worst.
Wow.
Summer's terrible. It's
worst?
Hot, it's smoky, it's
worse
gross.
Than winter?
You just sweat all the time. Your electric bill goes through the roof. It's terrible. It's terrible.
All right, do you agree with Dan?
There's bugs. You don't have any bugs in the winter.
Dan is ranking the seasons: fall,
spring,
winter, and summer.
Summer a distant last. Summer's terrible.
651-461-9226. This is just, Dan is out of his mind. Out of his mind. Like, I get it, like, this summer in particular, like, this was not our greatest summer, right? Like, I understand that emotion, but come on. It's not that bad. And who likes...
It's awful.
Winter is the worst.
No, winter's not the worst.
Winter is absolutely the worst season.
Winter is superior to summer in every way.
No. Jeff is in Sauk Rapids. Jeff, how wrong is Dan?
I love Dan, but no.
You know what they say about everything you say before but, Jeff?
Jeff, rank the seasons for you. Where do you have them?
Well, winter obviously has to be dead last.
Yeah, right, because Jeff is not a lunatic.
Summer has to be first because summer is summer.
Oh, no.
And it's it's inevitably sandwiched between spring and fall, so you're going to get those anyway. That's a freebie. So
Well, we get all of them anyway. What are you talking about?
winter number 4.
Oh.
Flip a coin between the other two.
Wow. I think summer might be the third worst, to be honest with you. Summer used to be, I would be sort of similar with Jeff, where the bit was like, we suffer through winter so we can enjoy the Minnesota summer. But for the last couple years, I feel like the smoke has made Minnesota summer so miserable. And
well, it has.
Yeah.
It has, but it's still summer, so I think we can say there are some summers are better than others. They're not all created equal, but they're still summer.
Yeah, but the smoke isn't slowing down anytime soon, and it's only going to keep getting warmer.
I mean, if I were a school kid, I would agree with you, because there is the advantage where nothing is better than summer when you're a kid.
Which is why I would suggest most parents should agree with me that summer is the worst.
That summer is the worst.
Yes.
All right, Jeff says summer is the best. Dan says summer is the worst. Which one of these two is correct? 651-461-9226. Lots of texts coming in as we ask you to rank the summer. Dan, agree with you 100%. Another texter says, almost right, Dan. It should be fall, summer, spring, winter.
No.
Spring is too muddy, and it can snow. So I would say almost right, Dan, is totally disagreeing.
Because pretty much completely disagrees with me in every way possible. But I appreciate their optimism in that. Look, I get, that's why I have spring second to fall, because, you can still get some of the snow, and you get that fake spring in like March. Sometimes even in late February, it gets fake spring.
Yeah.
And then it comes back and whacks you another time or 12. So that's why spring is secondary to fall, but it is still superior to both winter and summer, and especially superior to summer.
Dan is right, says a texter. Totally agree with Dan, another texter. I hate summer. Heat, humidity, road construction, and increased shooting. I mean, you're not wrong. Like, all of those are part of the summer. I feel like summer is usually worth the humidity, because the trade-off is you get the lakes, you get time up north, you get more family time, you get more. But this year's summer is testing me. So I am willing to go as far as putting summer as number 3 on my list. To say summer is worse than a Minnesota winter is the sadistic ramblings of a lunatic, as far as I'm concerned. Rick in Elk River. Rick, how wrong is Dan, would you say?
He's pretty close, I'd say, but I think it's got to be fall is number 1, I think, and for me, then it has to be probably winter, and then summer, and then spring last, because the last few years I feel like we've really got shortchanged on a spring, which makes summer just too quick.
Interesting. Rick's ranking worth considering, because summer is, I think, summer is the real question here. But to argue that spring is the overrated worst season of Minnesota, it's a hot take. And I don't. This year I feel like spring was decent, but that may just be like my failing memory. You know what I mean? Rick says fall, winter, summer, spring, but still putting summer in third. This is what I'm saying. Like, it used to be lunacy. Thank you, Rick. It used to be lunacy when someone would say summer would be in the bottom 2 seasons of Minnesota. Summer should be in the top 2. And you could get it if somebody would say, like, hey, I like the fall. Okay. The fall colors are glorious. You get apples, you get pumpkin spice, the kids go back to school, so that's fun. So I could see where people would say fall would be ahead of summer. But traditionally, I would have put summer in my either number 1 or 2. I think summer's let us down. Summer is failing. It's like our kids in the schools. The test scores on summer have been dropping and dropping and dropping. Maybe it's time for a summer intervention. Mike is in Brooklyn Park. Mike.
Hey, Jason, I love listening to your show. I've always listened to it.
Thank you.
Don't you think the last few winters, though, have been kind of wimpy? I mean, compared, I think back when I was a kid, bitter cold and snow up to the windows, and I think they've been kind of wimpy the last few years.
You know,
by our standards.
Which is all the more reason to rank winter higher now.
Is that your view on that, Mike, that the wimpy winter is preferable and maybe it moves up in the ranking?
Yeah, they say global warming. I just think the winters don't seem as cold as they used to be.
Global warming, I know this is not a popular take, but global warming is, in the aggregate, pretty good for Minnesota. It's all right for us. I'm not advocating for it.
Yeah, it's horrible for the planet, but we make out okay.
Right.
But don't you think, though, that we have how many really bitter cold days do we get sometimes now during the winter? You get a few, but...
True. You're not wrong. Where would you put summer on your ranking, Mike? 1, 2, 3, or 4?
I'd put it on the top, definitely, because it's hard for me to get around, so I can get around a lot easier in the summer. But I don't think the winters, like I said, I don't think the winters have been
haven't been that bad
the last few years.
Interesting. Mike, thank you. Mike makes a good point. So for those of you who are putting your bet on winter, it does... I'm going to have to consider Mike's viewpoint because that may soften my winter hate.
See?
I'm not a snowmobiler. I'm not an ice fisherman. I'm not what else do people do in the winter? Cross country. No, I'm not snowshoeing. I'm not cross country skiing. I'm not skijoring.
We should do a little winter camping. Get a hot tent, a little wood stove.
Maybe I should do summer camping first. Or spring camp.
Talk to Sammy. He's all over it now, right?
Yeah, my 18-year-old went camping, and he posted 15 photos on Instagram, 8 of which he had no shirt on. Which, you know what? It's
good to be in your 20s.
Bad. If I were that age, I would be posting shirtless pictures all the time.
Why not?
Too. Although me at that age, I'm still not certain that my shirtless physique was ready. Maybe if I were if I were climbing mountains and camping in the Tetons, maybe it'd be better. Now, a texter is asking if we're talking about meteorological or calendar seasons. Excellent.
You pick, texter. You pick.
It's up to you. It's up to you.
Because I'm pretty sure my rankings would remain the same.
Texters are saying to ask a teacher. And teachers would rank summer as number 1, probably.
I'd imagine.
Paul in Coon Rapids says summer is best, followed closely by spring. Paul, do you like misery? Is that your bit? We all have kinks.
Right.
It's none of my business. Law should be passed to lengthen those seasons and shorten the other seasons by 80 days each. Interesting. Yeah. I like it. Sean says fall, winter, summer, spring. Still putting summer in 3rd. Yeah. I do think we're souring on summer.
Understandably so. This summer has sucked.
Texter, Dan is an idiot.
Well, I'm not sure what that has to do with anything.
I'm going to text this person back because I feel like we have a lot to talk about,
Our friend Chris Tubbs from the Henry Lake Show program texts me fall, summer, spring, and then 13 spaces before he gets to winter. Which I think if you flip winter and summer, then he would be correct.
Now, how do you respond to this? Summer brings longer days and more sunlight. Winter is a death march through darkness and despair.
Well, there are plenty of therapists that can help with that sort of thing. I will say that more daylight isn't always beneficial to those of us that are in the astronomical hobby.
Oh, my God.
You want longer nights.
Oh, my God.
And winter,
no.
With winter, you have lower humidity, so the skies are clearer and it's easier to see things.
Dan, at a certain point, do you just want to walk around with a T-shirt that says "I'm never going to get laid again in my life"?
Why would you say something like that? What's the matter with you?
There's got to be some
awful thing to say right here on The Good Neighbor.
Stargazing gal.
I want to apologize to all the parents with young children on behalf of Jason DeRusha. Lewd and lascivious commentary.
Dan's rankings are 100% spot on.
Thank you.
A text.
I mean,
Mary, who
let's be honest, there are more people with me on this than you expected.
I am a little surprised.
Yes.
But I'm not that, I'm not that far off from you, other than winter to me is unquestionably the worst part about living here. You think summer is the worst?
I think summer is the worst part about living here.
God. That's preposterous.
Summer's terrible.
Texter, I agree. This summer sucks.
There you go.
Another texter, Dan's a hermit. Of course he's going to like the colder weather.
I mean, again, if you want to get into details and stuff that doesn't really count for anything.
This texter ranks it summer, fall, spring, winter.
Nope.
I do think fall is superior to spring. Can we agree on that?
Yeah. That's why I had fall number 1.
I can ride with fall as number 1 in Minnesota.
All right. See, we're agreeing already.
And do you go meteorological fall? Do you go Labor Day as the beginning of fall?
Tell me what the temperature is going to be on Labor Day, and I'll tell you whether that's fall or not.
It's very situationally dependent.
Yes, very contextual.
Very good. Good text, good participation. And if you get the chance to watch this back on our video stream, you'll be quite impressed that I made live graphics to go with our callers.
I mean, on the fly, I was very impressed.
I mean,
that's the most work you've done on this show, and
certainly today. Tell you that much. My ranking, by the way, number 1 is fall, number 2 is spring, number 3 is summer, number 4 is winter. Summer got demoted. Summer used to be number 2. The recency bias is real. Drive time back in a minute.
Drive time with DeRusha. Tuned up and rolling. Thanks to Luther Kia of Bloomington.
I should have texted Lindahl. How do you think Lindahl would rank the seasons, Dan?
Pretty sure he'd be with me.
I don't know. I think Chris would be a little sad in fall because, the kids are going back to college. It's just not as fun. Chris Lindahl, real estate, is busy during every season, making guaranteed cash offers to more and more people around Minnesota. Unfortunately, if you asked him to rank the seasons for selling your home on the open market, most of the seasons are looking pretty rough. Mortgage rates have been just stuck, between 6 and 7%. It's not great. And the economic situation and the tight supply of homes on the market has buyers more and more picky. And so Chris is seeing more and more people who are saying, you know what, I just don't want to deal with this. I want to sell my house as is, be done, wash my hands, and get the guaranteed cash offer. Chris will provide you his best advice because it's your choice. Do you want the guaranteed cash offer? Take it. Join the Big Red Check Club. You'll be there in a couple of days. Do you want to go on the open market? Chris can help you with that too. Get to the website. And even if you're thinking about selling in the next year, it's a good time to reach out at chrislindahl.com.
For the ones who get it done, Grainger offers the professional-grade products you need to get the job done. With fast delivery you can depend on and access to technical product experts ready to help you meet any challenge. Call clickgrainger.com or just stop by.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
What do parents think of back to school at Staples, where supplies start at just 25 cents?
Staples has the latest laptops with up to 40% savings.
I may hug the cashier.
So embarrassing.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
It's
It's a wonderful time at Staples with up to 40% off select tech. Staples.
That was easy.
Visit Staples today or shop online and in the app. Ends 9/12. Exclusions apply.
Let's make this summer your best summer ever. Jason here for Luther Kia of Bloomington, and Luther Kia Bloomington wants to upgrade your ride. Outstanding prices. $399 a month. Sign and drive lease offers on Seltos, Sportage, Nero, and K5. Get out of here. Plus $750 owner loyalty cash on the stunning Kia Telluride and the Telluride Hybrid. Best cars for the money on the market. Check out their brand new facility, now open at 35W and 494. Luther Kia of Bloomington.com.
Michelle Tafoya is a California liberal pretending to be a Republican. But Tafoya is a never-Trumper who supports anti-Second Amendment red flag laws and amnesty for illegal immigrants. That's why voters have rejected Tafoya. Adam Schwarzy is a United States Marine and Navy SEAL. He dedicated his career to protecting America. Now Schwarzy is fighting a new enemy at home: fraud and corruption, unchecked immigration, and an economy that's crushing families. Schwarzy will secure our border, deport criminal illegals, and make life more affordable. That's why Adam Schwarzy is the only U.S. Senate candidate endorsed by the Minnesota Republican Party. Michelle Tafoya won't fight for you. She's given up. Schwarzy has been fighting his whole life, and he's not done. Adam Schwarzy for U.S. Senate. Paid for by Sheepdog PAC and not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. Sheepdog PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Things are slow for East 494 as you make way past Delaware, heading out toward the area of Highway 52. If you're going to be traveling 94 westbound into Minneapolis, that slows past Riverside. West 94 slows through Hudson, Wisconsin to the St. Croix River Bridge. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
For the best windows in the business that are made to order just for you, an array of styles, features that will fit your project and budget, only one way to go. My friends with Pella Windows and Doors, PellaNorthland.com. Tell me, heard this from Chad.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Forecast brought to you by Pella Windows Northland tonight. Going to be good if you're going to Uptown Art Fair, Savannah Bananas. Low will be 60. Tomorrow, 84, mostly sunny. Humidity will start creeping up. Sunday, chance of showers early, but another 84, nice summer day. In downtown Minneapolis, right now it is mostly cloudy and 77.
Drive Time with DeRusha, where the conversation's always in drive. Thanks to Luther Kia of Bloomington on News Talk 830 WCCO.
You like it when I wear my hair down, but I say that way it just gets in my eyes. You say that's exactly what you like.
The comments on our season ranking have been tremendous. Texter says there are actually 5 seasons: summer, winter, spring, fall, Jason on vacation.
That's actually my favorite season.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm going to be gone for 2 full weeks in September. Going to Ireland and then Scotland on a Colette vacation.
My big break. Here we go.
It's cook time.
Yeah, baby.
Why not?
Why not?
Why not? Jonathan says smoke season is the worst. Andrew says it's all about the layers of clothing. I'm all about the layers. I get one of the reasons.
Which is why you should be with me, because what better season to wear layers than winter?
Fall is the best. Fall is the best.
Okay, but then winter has to be number 2.
Winter, the winter clothing affects my footwear choices. You're trudging around. Barb says no way. Team summer for the rules.
Yeah, the Rule family is not with me on this one for sure.
Very entertaining. Very good. Thank you all. So many texts on this one. People, fall, second summer, spring, pre-vernal spring. Continental Diamond time check is 4:57.
Get started on your painting project and save big money at Menards.
needs. Zinsser Fast Prime 2 Plus Primer and Sealer is the go-to solution for tackling nearly any surface that needs to be sealed. Its fast dry time and excellent high-hiding formula allows for it to be used as a versatile, everyday primer. Our knowledgeable team is ready to help bring your dreams to life, 1 gallon at a time. Stop by your local Menards today.
Save big money at Menards.
We're talking construction law today with Blake Nelson, an attorney from Hellmuth & Johnson. Blake, why is having the right legal support so important?
One delay, one payment issue, or one contract mistake can put an entire project at risk and be the difference between making and losing money. In Minnesota, contract terms, timing, and documentation matter.
How does Hellmuth & Johnson help?
We help contractors, subcontractors, and property owners protect their rights, get paid, and keep projects moving.
Learn more at hjlawfirm.com. Hellmuth & Johnson, on your side, at your side, for all your construction law needs.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have a health reminder from the CDC.
Pneumococcal vaccination is recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
When Minnesota needs answers fast, they come here. News Talk 830 WCCO 1029 HD2 Minneapolis St. Paul.
From ABC News, I'm Chuck Severson. President Trump exceeded his authority when he set out to build a $400 million ballroom at the White House without Congress's approval, says a panel of judges at the D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals. ABC News national correspondent Stephen Portnoy in Washington.
The appeals court judges say work related to security can continue, but Congress must approve the ballroom itself. The panel's 2-1 decision has a pair of Obama and Biden-appointed judges blasting President Trump's decision to tear down the old East Wing, saying, quote, "We are aware of no instance in American history in which a president unilaterally and using privately collected funds demolished substantial portions of the White House that Congress authorized to be built and American taxpayers paid for."
President Trump says they'll appeal to the Supreme Court. This move could likely spark a court battle, says ABC's Peter Harlambous.
The White House this week notified Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook that the president was considering firing her and demanded she respond to unproven allegations that she committed mortgage fraud, sources told ABC News. Trump last year tried to remove Cook based on those unsubstantiated allegations, but the Supreme Court blocked him from immediately firing her because she wasn't given appropriate notice or an opportunity to respond.
Cook's lawyer calls the allegation baseless. New Jersey's Attorney General announcing subpoenas in a civil rights investigation of Delaney Hall in Newark, a private immigration detention facility owned and operated by the GEO Group. Deaths of 3 people in recent months were reported. Todd Blanche has just enough support to become the next Attorney General, with Louisiana Senator Bill Cassidy saying that he'll vote for him.
All considered, I will vote for Mr. Blanche. I'll be criticized for this vote. What's new?
A helicopter helping battle a large Utah wildfire crashed today, says the Federal Aviation Administration, with no immediate word on the conditions of the 2 people aboard. Wall Street major indexes closed higher. You're listening to ABC News.
Minnesota's trusted voice every hour. Let's get you caught up with what's happening now on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Mostly cloudy, 79 degrees at 5:02. I'm Laura Oakes. Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison and Ramsey County Attorney John Choi filing a lawsuit in Ramsey County today. It seeks to prevent 2 rival gangs from being allowed into the state fair. The move follows a social media post where an alleged gang member referenced what he said would be the biggest battle of the summer at the fair on August 29th. 2 court hearings are scheduled in Ramsey County next week. A new homeless encampment has popped up on St. Paul's West End following the major closure at Pig's Eye Park this week.
Roughly 36 displaced residents have set up a new camp near Randolph Avenue and Shepherd Road, with Ramsey County teams on site to provide resources. Both advocates and people living here expressed deep skepticism for the city's approach of clearing encampments. Community outreach volunteer Nick Sterry.
I don't know why people are really not taking those services. It could be the trust with the city. It could be the trust with the government. I really don't know.
Unhoused resident, a gift.
The balance, it's such a delicate balance to survive when you're outside and unhoused. It's definitely not as easy as I thought.
Right now, it's still uncertain how long this new location will remain active. In the West 7th neighborhood, I'm Taylor Rivera. News Talk 830. WCCO.
Journalist and former CNN anchor Don Lemon filing paperwork today trying to have criminal charges against him thrown out following his arrest in St. Paul last winter during the federal immigration crackdown. He was charged for entering a church with a group of anti-ICE activists who disrupted the service, calling for the pastor's arrest. Lemon maintains he was there in his capacity as a journalist. His attorneys say the charges are part of a broader assault on the free press. Sad to say here at WCCO Radio that we are learning of the passing of our longtime friend and colleague Sue Zelickson today. She died peacefully at home early this morning, according to her family. Sue was highly respected in the Twin Cities food community and hosted her popular Food for Thought segment on WCCO Radio for 25 years.
We've got the next 2 hours filled with fabulous ideas for spring and summer entertaining, for special events, for confirmation parties, graduation, showers, weddings, Father's Day, just to get together with family and friends and neighbors, or some out-of-town visitors that might be coming in town.
Sue helped found and support many nonprofits and charitable causes. She also wrote a column in Minnesota Monthly Magazine and authored 10 cookbooks. She was 91. Banana Ball is taking over downtown Minneapolis this weekend with thousands coming to see the Savannah Bananas at Target Field.
We used to go to see the Harlem Globetrotters. My parents would take us to that. So it's very in the same vein of that. It's a really fun, accessible way to watch sports. They're highly entertaining.
It's more of a fast-paced game and family fun environment. It's a good time.
The Savannah Bananas take on the Loco Beach Coconuts at 7 o'clock. It is part baseball, part show, with the players dancing on the field in choreographed routines and some wacky rules. This weekend's Bananas games are sold out, as they routinely are wherever the team shows up. WCCO News Times, 5:05.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
And brought to you by Laguna, Minnesota. Visit buildthenorth.com. North 100 jammed up as moved between Brooklyn Boulevard and I-94, traveling 394. Got some slowing eastbound run Dunwoody into Minneapolis. North 35W slows into Minneapolis past Lake Street. And you got some slowdowns for North 52, Plato to 94. Laguna, Minnesota reminds you to slow down when you see orange cones and yellow vests all year round. They're working to improve your infrastructure and build a better Minnesota for you. So please slow down, save lives, keep construction workers safe. Brought to you by Laguna, Minnesota. Visit buildthenorth.com. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
The time to enjoy your outdoor space is now. At By the Yard, you'll find beautiful maintenance-free outdoor furniture built for the way you live. Visit a By the Yard showroom and see why life is better outdoors.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Brought to you by the Yard. Here's WCCO TV Chief Meteorologist Chris Schaefer.
The sky will be clearing out into the night tonight. We'll fall back to 60, not humid. You could open up the windows again. Gorgeous day tomorrow. Mostly sunny with a high of 84. We could have some scattered showers early on Sunday. Then partly cloudy by the afternoon with a high once again around 84.
Mostly cloudy right now, 79 at News Talk 830 WCCO.
Asking better questions, getting better answers. News Talk 830 WCCO. He knows news. He knows talk. He knows nonsense, too. So get ready for a lot of each. This is Drive Time with DeRusha, fueled by Luther Kia of Bloomington. Once again, here's Jason DeRusha.
It is Friday. Hey, big news, Goldie Gopher just got the call He got the call. Goldie's been waiting forever.
Now shut up and drive that.
Mascot Hall of Fame. Goldie Gopher named to the Mascot Hall of Fame. Dan, I mean, if you really were a true Minnesotan, you'd be playing the Rouser right now, celebrating like I think all Minnesotans are, knowing that Goldie is assuming his rightful place, right?
Well, it's about time. It only comes 20 years after Bucky Badger, which is the vastly superior mascot, was put into the Mascot Hall of Fame. So,
is anyone really afraid of a badger? I mean, a honey badger, sure.
Badgers are vicious, Jason.
Bucky?
Vicious animals.
Is Bucky?
You don't want to mess with a badger.
Who has worse teeth, Bucky or Goldie?
I'm pretty sure Bucky, by the virtue of the fact that term then becomes a term for teeth.
I mean, Bucky Badger, I don't even think Bucky Badger has teeth, does he?
Sharp fangs.
I don't know that that's...
would mess you up.
I don't think that's correct at all.
Absolutely.
I'm looking at an image of... Which mascot do you guys think is superior? 651-461-9226. Is it Bucky? In Bucky, I don't see teeth. I'm looking. I'm YouTubing it. I'm Googling it. Do you see teeth in this, Dan?
No, that's what makes him so dangerous. You don't see him until they show up and he gets you.
Does the mouth open on Bucky?
You don't want to find out.
Goldie, I mean, that's a name that provokes pride. Right? You're like, oh, Goldie. You're a winner. You're a winner.
Of what?
I'm sure a number of minor sports that the Gophers are good at. The Gophers were good. We were good at basketball, men's basketball that one year. But
when you cheated, yeah.
Well, back then they called it cheating. Today, is that considered cheating? No. Today, it's allowed under the rules.
No, you still can't write papers for the kids.
I'm pretty sure you can if, like, the
you
NIL sponsor writes the paper. You can pay them.
You just can't write their papers for
them. The other mascots that joined, would you like to hear what the mascot, which, by the way, if you're on the Mascot Hall of Fame committee, do you put that on your LinkedIn, or is that like I'm gonna drop that one off? I don't need everybody to know. You know what I'm saying? Are you proud of that?
I would think you should be.
I don't know. It's a little embarrassing.
It's a Hall of Fame.
Mascots Hall of Fame Executive Committee. Do you think you have to have mascot experience to be on the committee?
That's a good question.
For Gold,
I would hope that you would.
For Goldie, the Hall said unmistakable grin, legendary dance moves, and a spinning head that's become a signature move.
Yeah, because no other mascots do that move.
Goldie has spent decades defining what mascot entertainment looks like at the collegiate level for the University of Minnesota.
How long do you figure it took AI to write that?
You know, like, let's go. M-I-N-N. No?
Yeah, that's what let's go is what everybody's been saying about this segment for the last minute and a half.
I feel fine with it. We get, texters. You can't talk Gopher Pride with Dan. He's a hated Badger. Another texter. Goldie Gopher is 100% sexier than Bucky. Whoa. All right. Sexiest mascot.
I don't look at mascots like that. I don't choose to objectify them, Jason. I think they have, minds and intelligence and personality.
What do you
think?
If
other people want to objectify these poor mascots, I mean, that's up to them. It's just not something I'm going to participate in.
BetUS ranked College One football mascots. This is a real thing.
Sure it is.
It is. It's on the internet. BetUS. Hall of Fame hotties, it says. Now, I'll tell you what. If I were on the Hall of Fame hotties executive committee, I would certainly put that on my LinkedIn.
I got to give you credit because not everybody would type in sexiest mascots on their work computer.
Now, the number one.
Go ahead. Smart guy. Go ahead.
I'm laughing because Dan is watching our live video feed and sees who is ranked as the number one college mascot. It is the South Carolina Gamecocks mascot.
Go ahead.
Cocky. That's your sexiest. Number 2, I think, is correct. The South Alabama Jaguars, Miss Paula. Ooh, baby. Very attractive. Number 3, also from South Alabama, Southpaw. Disagree, not sexy at all. Scarlett from Arkansas State. Raider Red from Texas Tech.
That is a heck of a mustache.
Raider Red is pretty sexy.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, can't disagree with that. Bucky Badger.
Huh.
Texter says is a skunk at a popcorn box.
Oh, how dare you?
You would think Dan would align more with a gopher that stays in his den, like more of an introverted.
Badgers are very solitary creatures, and we're also vicious.
Texter points out, I was the Channel 45 mascot. 45. Do you remember the 45 mascot? It was a big TV
television set, yeah.
And the texter says, yes, I was a chick magnet. Oh, well, congratulations to Goldie Gopher. Long overdue. Named to the Mascot Hall of Fame, an online museum. That's what it is. An online museum.
Now, hang on. You just did an entire segment on this thing. You can't turn around at the end and say, well, this is worthless.
I didn't read all the way down to online museum. It was on Good Morning America today. It's like, that's on a legitimate show. They announced.
Which this sure isn't.
Well, I've never argued that this show is legitimate. Online museum. So I could just throw up a website tomorrow and call it an online museum?
Of course you could.
What Hall of Fame should I create? We could create some website just designed to get publicity and give out made-up awards to what? But what should we give awards to? We got to think about this. If you guys have ideas, let us know.
Wrong answers only, please.
651-461-9226. We are not going to rank the sexiest mascots. That's taken.
No, that's already done. We got to do something else.
We're going to break in a minute. Our Gen Z movie critic is with us. Charlie Oakes is here. We're going to talk about Spiderman fever. My goodness, if you thought the movies were done, we've had blockbuster box office, partially because of Spiderman. We also are going to talk about the rom-com genre, which I love romantic comedies. I think a lot of you do, but Hollywood hasn't been making them. Charlie wants to talk about One Night Only. We'll do that when we come back.
Drive Time with DeRusha is fueled by Luther Kia of Bloomington. Always online at lutherkiaofbloomington.com.
Men, listen up, because this message is for you. And frankly, it's for women who care about the men in your life as well. It's Jason for my friends at Tureen Dermatology, because August is Hair Loss Awareness Month. And look, for some of us, it's maybe too late, right? Or you think it's too late. There's nothing I can do about it. I have found incredible success keeping the hair that I have by working hand in hand with my dermatologist, Dr. Mohiba Tureen. And your dermatologist can be such a great resource where you should start for a conversation about hair loss, hair restoration. When you start that journey with Tureen Dermatology, you're going to start with a board-certified dermatologist or a board-certified provider. You'll talk through treatments that really work, that have decades of testing behind them instead of the latest fad that you saw on TikTok or social media. Now, one fad that is happening on social media that I talked to Dr. Tureen about, and she's like, yeah, this is actually a really good thing. Younger men in their late teens, 20s, 30s, coming into a dermatologist to make a plan. Because the science is so much better when it comes to protecting the hair you have. So maybe you've got a son, maybe you've got a grandson, maybe it's a daughter, because women deal with hair thinning and hair loss as well. Go get an appointment at Tureen Dermatology. You can do it online. Request that appointment at Tureen, Tareen, dermatology.com.
You can do this. Why? Because no one cares more about your money than you. Right now, many have concerns about their retirement, their investments. Are these mutual funds a poor investment? Did you know that with the average fees of 2%, you could be missing out on upwards of half of your potential retirement dollars? That's pretty high for management, especially when 75% of these funds underperform the market. At Trading Academy, our mission is to empower you to take control of your investments. Text investing to 210-210. Take control of your financial future. Maybe it's to just have a better conversation with your broker. Sign up for a free investing class, local classrooms, one-on-one mentoring, how to protect your investments against inflation. Text investing to 210-210 or go to learnwithota.com.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group. And I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney. And the truth is, I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. After 15 years and over 50,000 cancellations, I can tell you with confidence, we know how to get you out of your timeshare. Call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit guide absolutely free with all your options for cancellation. Attorneys, this was meant to be funny, so please don't sue me, especially my friend Kenneth from Black River Falls, Wisconsin.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. 800-838-6767. 800-838-6767. 800-838-6767.
Let me tell you something about insurance. When you sign your insurance policy, for some brokers, that's the finish line. Handshake, commission, done. Then you may not hear from them again until it's time for renewal. But your business runs all year, so do the gaps and the risk. So go to supersure.com. If your company has more than 25 employees, whether you're the owner, CFO, or HR manager, it can be too complex to just go buy a policy online. Supersure is the super agency built for you, licensed in every state for your business insurance and employee benefits, all with year-round support for you and your team. At supersure.com, you can access tools like fine print facts. It'll translate your current policy into plain English so you see what's covered and what's not. Plus a business value calculator so you can estimate what your business is worth so you know what actually needs protecting. Go to supersure.com. One super agency, one powerful platform, all your policies in one place. Supersure.com. That's supersure.com. Paid for by Supersure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency.
Drive Time with DeRusha.
I don't think it's working. Hello.
No. Right, yes.
On News Talk 830 WCCO.
Big run at the movies. You probably heard people talking about The Odyssey, the Spiderman movie. I want to see both of these movies. I have seen neither so far. Charlie Oakes is our Gen Z movie critic. He sees everything. He's with us in studio today. Charlie, before we talk about rom-coms and One Night Only, which the movie you just saw, and we'll play a trailer of, I want to get your take on just the excitement that there has been around returning to the theater because of these two movies.
Yeah, it's been awesome. It's going to be up there for the highest grossing few weeks, I think, of all time, potentially. And, you know, I think a similar audience will see both.
The Odyssey is just today, news came out that it passed $1 billion at the global box office. But Spider-Man had they're looking at potentially the biggest second weekend ever, right? They had the first weekend? 360
domestic, and they passed $1 billion in 3 days.
Wow.
Yeah, and actually on Monday, IMAX announced that Spider-Man is coming to IMAX theaters after Odyssey's 3-week exclusivity window closed.
Interesting.
So they said, why not make a little more money?
Why not, right? Do you think it's just the quality of these movies, or was it the marketing hype around them?
It's totally the marketing hype, but and the quality. I mean, Odyssey is obviously a Chris Nolan film, and actually, I'd argue he's like one of the biggest. I guess you could call him a star in Hollywood. Like, people will go to that movie because they know it's a Chris Nolan film, and then you get Tom Holland in both. He's a star, and he's in both movies.
And we've seen heavily hyped movies die after the first weekend when people go see them and think they stink.
Yeah, no, I think with Spider-Man, it was a make or break for Marvel. If Spider-Man was good, there's more hope for Avengers in December. It was good, and I think it's the community, the movie-going community is back, and everyone's kind of in agreement and looking forward to seeing everything.
All right, let's talk about this movie, One Night Only, that you just saw. This just launched pretty recently in theaters here in Minnesota. Let's play a little clip of the trailer, and then I'll have you explain what this movie's about.
Finding love is hard enough. Try doing it on the one night a year single people are legally allowed to have sex. I hate this night. Mom, I'm just gonna stay in.
No, you should go out. This night's insane. I just want to find, like, a good guy. To finding true love on the least romantic night of the year. We're gonna go slow. We're gonna make good choices. Allie, this is Tayshawn.
Hello.
We met in line for the bathroom. What? Yeah. No.
All right, One Night Only. It's a romantic comedy, which has been a genre that we haven't seen a lot of. Tell me about this movie. What's the story?
Yeah, well, the story's in the title. It's sex is legal for unmarried people for 12 hours once a year. So it's kind of like The Purge, but, for sex.
Yeah.
And it stars Callum Turner and Monica Barbaro, and they're great. They put in a great performance. It's about the length you'd want a rom-com to be. It's about an hour 40, and it kind of follows their paths and how they end up. Well, I don't want to say anything, but how they kind of cross paths. And
in this window, like, the bit is that premarital sex is against the law.
Yeah,
right?
It's against the law. There's a mandate.
Yeah.
But one thing that I really liked about it was it kind of it's very subtle, but there is a subtle note to the sci-fi genre.
I mean, nothing sounds subtle about this movie, Charlie. It's about you got 12 hours to get it on.
Yeah, but they
don't ruin it. Did they do it?
Well, I can't say that.
You can't give that away.
Yeah, no, but they make it make sense in the world. I don't know. There's
like a little sci-fi aspect to the reason why it's illegal.
To the mandate. Yeah.
All right.
I don't want to say what it is, but yeah, they make it make sense. But I mean, it is a classic rom-com where there are things that don't make sense, like, traveling on foot in New York and going from, north of Central Park down to Brooklyn in 5 minutes. So
quite a journey.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's things like that, but I had a really good time, and I actually think the message of this movie is very positive, especially for people, I'd say Gen Z aged. Great performances.
Monica Barbaro was on Time Magazine's 100 Next list last year. Like, she's been an up-and-comer.
For sure.
She's had a number of, she was in, like, Chicago PD on TV, like some of those Chicago.
She was in the Bob Dylan movie with Chalamet.
But that's right.
Yeah.
That was her first, like, big film, probably.
Yeah.
Playing Joan Baez, right?
Yeah, and she's great. And I actually think this is more of a com than a rom, which I was pleased to see. And I thought it was really fun to go to. I think this would be a perfect one to go to with friends.
Is there hope for that genre, you think?
Yeah, I think so. But you got to I think you need to put a little more marketing into it. And to be fair, it's overshadowed by the two behemoth movies of Odyssey and Spider-Man.
Of course, yeah. You're coming out this summer. It is part of the challenge of this genre because I think these movies do so well in streaming. So it shows that audiences like rom-coms, like that dumb Jennifer Lopez movie.
Oh, No Hard Feelings.
Ugh, I think I watched that on an airplane and was like, my gosh.
Yeah.
It made me want to jump out of the plane, but it did so well.
Yeah. Well, that's another thing is it's kind of an airplane movie. Is it becoming that type of thing?
I guess, yeah.
But also that is something I did want to touch on is I think a lot of studios were scared to release films. 2 weeks before or 2 weeks after Spider-Man and the Odyssey. But I actually thought it was a very strategic move for One Night Only to come out now, because if you don't care to see Spider-Man or the Odyssey, you probably care to see One Night Only. And I actually think that's going to impact their box office, I think, a lot more than projections are showing.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, if you don't care to see the other two, it's like you'll probably want to see a lighthearted rom-com.
Right.
And, someone like me, the rarity, who wants to see all three, it's like, it's still fun. It's still enjoyable. It's good enough.
Another trailer out this week with another big-name star that caught your attention. This is the trailer for the movie Prime Time.
I don't really like your show, but America loves it. So I need to move you to Catch a Predator, 9 p.m. Prime Time.
Gonna be bigger than Lost.
My name is Dan Plum.
Do you know what you're auditioning for?
So you are playing a 13-year-old?
Is there time for a rehearsal?
We're going to shoot the rehearsal.
Come in.
They're going to love this.
So this is the Dateline NBC Chris Hansen, the pervert, shows up at the house, and Chris Hansen is like, take a seat.
Yeah. Robert Pattinson's voice in this is insanely accurate. He might be on the best run an actor has ever had in the history of movies right now.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's a bold take.
Take a look. I mean, this is like his sixth movie this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be a good one. And I actually think that's one of the best trailers I've ever seen, editing-wise. I think I watched that like 15 times.
Does anybody know what Robert Pattinson actually sounds like?
I don't think so.
Because he's got a different accent in every movie.
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, he sounds just like Chris Hansen in this.
Right. He sounds, like an American, and when he's playing Bruce Wayne and whatever accent he had in the Odyssey, it's all over the place.
It's very impressive, and I can't wait. This is another A24 one, and I already knew I wanted to see it, but the trailer, really that trailer is awesome.
September 25th is when that movie comes out, right?
Yeah, I think it's premiering at the Venice Film Festival here in a few weeks. Actually, maybe just like a week or two before nationwide premiere. So, yeah, it's coming up quick.
Good stuff. Go see a movie this weekend. Charlie Oakes, Gen Z movie critic, with us here on CCO. Love when you come in. Thanks, Charlie.
Yeah, thank you.
It is 5:30 on the button, and Dan Hayes is going to join us. Some big news from the Minnesota Twins, a big call-up in advance of tonight's activity. The Twins pulling out a win last night, which was nice, breaking that, 5-game losing streak. So good news there. We'll visit with Dan in just a minute here on CCO.
Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Tech, sponsored by University of Maryland Global Campus.
Software maker ServiceNow is confident that its products won't be harmed by rogue artificial intelligence agents following OpenAI's disclosure that one of its advanced AI agents escaped a controlled testing environment, compromising AI startup Hugging Face. CEO Bill McDermott says ServiceNow has a kill switch that stops AI agents as soon as they go rogue, preventing software breaches. I'm Jason Brooks.
Earn an accredited MBA in as few as 16 months for about $21K at University of Maryland Global Campus. Explore 10 specializations, including finance, HR, cyber technology, and more. Plus, showcase the value of your MBA with a comprehensive learner record and digitally demonstrate in-demand skills and credentials to employers. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start August 12th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Lisa Damuth, a Republican who delivers results.
And I led the charge in rooting out billions in fraud and waste.
To stop the fraud, you need a governor who won't back down. Lisa Damuth gets the job done. Lisa Damuth understands, to make Minnesota affordable again, we must fight fraud. Lisa Damuth knows, to create good-paying jobs for Americans, we must stop payments to illegal aliens.
I led the way to end taxpayer funding of health care for illegal immigrants.
In the legislature, Republican Lisa Damuth fought the fraudsters. Now, Lisa Damuth's running for governor.
Let's start our Minnesota comeback right here and right now.
America's PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising. Paid for by America's PAC and not authorized by any other candidate or committee. AmericasPAC527.com.
Get your home into the comfort zone with Metro.
The warm days of summer have arrived. You're going to want to have an AC in your house. Call Metro Heating and Cooling. We'll be happy to help you choose the AC system that's right for your home and wallet. Get a free estimate at metroheating.com. Metro Heating and Cooling of Maplewood.
Get your home into the comfort zone with Metro Heating and Cooling.
metroheating.com.
You know that feeling when your body is tired, but your brain just won't shut off? We've all been there. Jordana here. That's where CBN comes in. CBN, short for cannabinol, is a naturally occurring hemp cannabinoid known for its relaxing, sleepy effects. Think of it like the lights dimming signal for your brain. While CBD helps you stay calm, CBN helps your body know it's time to rest. That's why we call it CB Night Night. Mini Leaf Night and Night Plus Sleep Gummies combine CBN, CBD, and CBG to help you fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer, and then wake up feeling refreshed. Go to minileaf.com, MINNELEAF.com, minileaf.com, the home of Minnesota's best legal products. And tell them Jordana sent you.
New Game Plus with Oxy makes your laundry smell incredible and fights stubborn smells, like the ones your dog Biscuit brought into your freshly made bed last night. But you washed that all away with Game, and now you're drifting asleep to the scent and sound of waves. No, that's the dog licking your ear.
Biscuit.
It just might be our greatest scent ever. Now with odor-fighting power. New Game Plus with Oxy.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Rush on Highway 10 eastbound is approach 694. The activity off to the right shoulder. Your slowdowns as you come down from 35W. East 694, that's jammed up as you come in from essentially Central Avenue heading up toward Highway 10. 35E looking pretty good right now between downtown St. Paul and 694. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Washburn McCreevy invites you to a free seminar for pre-planning your funeral and cremation services to help protect your family in the future. Enjoy food, visit with speakers from the Bloomington Chapel Thursday, August 13th, 11:30 a.m. at Cowboy Jack's Bloomington. Information at washburnmccreevy.com. Seating limited. 612-377-7841.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
It's going to be a nice Friday night. This is a pretty good, backyard campfire night, isn't it? A little on the coolish side right now. It is 76? Mostly cloudy in downtown Minneapolis. If you're going to the Uptown Art Fair over by Lake of the Isles or headed to Savannah Bananas over at Target Field. Tomorrow, 84 is the high, mostly sunny. And Sunday, chance of showers early, but the day should be pretty nice. High of 84. Weather brought to you by Washburn McCreevy Funeral, Cremation, and Pre-Planning Services here on CCM.
Drive Time with DeRusha is fueled by Luther Kia of Bloomington. Go see Dan Dingman and the crew today, or always online at lutherkiaofbloomington.com.
You know, we started our show today with some reflections on a WCCO radio legend, a longtime friend of mine, Sue Zelickson. I love Sue. Just an absolute ball of energy, ball of life.
Do you know anybody who knew Sue who didn't love Sue? She was one of those people. Everybody loved her.
Yeah.
Everybody loved her.
Well, Sue had a radio show here on WCCO talking about food and restaurants and won a James Beard Award in 2005. She had a column at Minnesota Monthly along with me. Sue and I were the Minnesota Monthly food team. But every event I went to, every restaurant opening, every chef-related charity fundraiser, there was Sue. And she just was an amazing human being. Used her time here to lift up others, to create. She created a nonprofit called Women Who Really Cook. And we had the director of that nonprofit with us in our first half hour. So wherever you get podcasts, search DeRusha, DeRusha, and you'll be able to find that podcast. It's worth a listen. So, so grateful for her friendship. She was an absolute inspiration to me and to many, especially women in the culinary industry. Okay, 5:37, Twins baseball on the air tonight. Minnesota in Milwaukee taking on the Brewers. Zebby on the mound. First pitch coming your way in just about an hour here on CCO. Let's bring in Dan Hayes, the Twins beat writer for The Athletic. You can follow Dan on X at Dan Hayes MLB or subscribe to The Athletic. Dan, I was glad to see the Twins pull out another late inning come from behind victory over Kansas City. Kansas City has just been pesky for the Twins, haven't they?
They look amazing against the Twins. 8-5 on the season, just pitched great. I mean, Randy Dobnak became the new Noah Cameron. Just constantly. I mean, Noah Cameron gave up 10 hits to the Twins in 27 innings over 4 starts and struck out 28. It just was like, it's unfathomable. This team is like, they're 13 or 15 games of, under 500 against everybody else, and against the Twins, they play like World Series champs. And it's, that happens. That's baseball, and it's weird to say that's baseball, but it really, truly is one of those situations where, sometimes the team's got your number, and Kansas City has theirs.
I mean, the good news is I don't think we don't have to face.
We don't have to see them again.
We're done with the Royals, and we're done with Noah Cameron specifically, right?
Yes. It's the Twins can avoid them by going the long way down the street and never have to see them again.
A win's a win. It doesn't matter if you come back or lead the whole way. But last night, it looked like we were on the precipice of really a pitching gem. Bailey Ober came out strong, had a little rough patch, but I thought Bailey was fun to watch last night.
I mean, you think that, like, for a guy to not strike out or walk somebody and get through 6 innings is pretty incredible. In fact, the last time a Twins pitcher did that was 2008. It was Livan Hernandez. So it's how rare it is for a guy to be pitching to contact. But the Royals are aggressive, and he knows now how to better combat them. A couple of years ago, they used to own him, and he's figured out ways and kept them in the game. Did a really nice job, and that mattered. I mean, if it gets away from him, they're heading into a very tough series in Milwaukee. 1-5 on the road trip. 2-4. It's not good, but it's a lot more palatable. And the Twins were fired up afterwards. They needed to hear some music in the clubhouse. It's been as much as they were excited about all the players they got, it was definitely a stressful trade deadline. Thinking maybe Ryan Jeffers and Trevor Larnach could get traded. Just a lot of stuff up in the air going into that deadline. And to get away with that victory last night was huge.
Twins are knotted up with the Guardians right now, with Cleveland. Both are 57 and 59, just 3 games out behind the White Sox in the lead of this. Really, it's a division of 500 teams. I mean, that's sort of the American League story. Outside of the East, everybody is kind of hovering around 500, right?
Yeah, the Red Sox are incredible. I think the Red Sox have won 31 or 32 of 37 games.
Yeah, it's been crazy.
And then everybody else is terrible. Like, I mean, I know the Yankees and the Rays have good records, but aside from that, it really is.
Yankees have lost 5 of their last 10. Like, they're not exactly on a tear,
No, exactly. It's crazy what's happening. There's just a lot of turmoil in this league, and that's what's keeping the Twins around. I mean, it's allowing the Twins to play back into it without being dynamite, except now the Twins are better conditioned or better set up to compete than they have been. So if they can keep that baseline performance going, they're going to win a lot more games with the bullpen they have now. So just got to find that offense again is really what the key is.
This morning, you reported at The Athletic that the Twins were going to promote their number 2 prospect, Kalen Culpepper, for his MLB debut. And I'm looking 25 minutes ago. There are the pictures of Kalen. I mean, Dan Hayes doesn't miss. If you're going to report it at 9:30 a.m., it's going to be true.
I mean, if I really had, I think I found out at 1:30 in the morning and wrote the story. It was a long night. Let's just say that. But it was, it's a great moment for him. Now, this is a guy who, one, has continually shown that he is capable of learning and improving. He already came in with an amazing skill set when they drafted him. I think they feel very lucky. They got him with the 21st pick. Sometimes you go in the first round and you can miss in that range very easily. I think they feel like they were extremely lucky. He fell to them out of Kansas State, just over 2 years ago. And there are other guys from that class that have already made it. So he's not the first, but he did a really good job at every step of the way. And especially this year, they had some real questions. They did not know if he was a shortstop or not. And they were concerned it could be very bad. But he put in so much work, and their own internal metrics had him as a plus defender, which is critical because the Twins are minus 16 defensive runs saved at shortstop this year. It's been a hole all year, and they're hoping that Kalen Culpepper can hit enough and catch the ball enough to kind of be the guy going forward and be their shortstop of the future.
I thought that was interesting in your story that you said you mentioned their metrics, but you said that they track that he's maybe saved 5 runs, which is, it's
21 better than what the current team has done.
Yes.
The current team is minus 6. If the Twins had a plus defender at shortstop all year, this team is 5 to 7 games better, because especially early on when they did not have a lot of pitchers who were capable of strikeouts, especially in that bullpen, balls leak through up the middle all day. Yeah. And that's something that they're hoping that he has range and the athleticism to make those plays and get them. So, it's going to be fun to see. There's obviously a lot of
this is more about offense, right? We're trying to get the bats going again and see if somebody can be a spark.
I think this is about finding a shortstop in the future. Okay. Really, the bats, of course, yes. Yeah. Because Ryan Kreidler has been very good defensively, and his OPS has slipped since he moved into the starting role at short. He's done a great job. I mean, the defense. You'll take the plus defense with little offense, given how bad the defense was before. But if they can get both, if they can get the offense and the defense, they're going to be very happy. And Culpepper definitely has the potential to do it. And now it's time to see if he can kind of step in and fill those shoes.
Dan Hayes is with us. The Twins post-trade deadline, the offense has been struggling for sure. What's your assessment about some of the new pitchers that have joined the squad? How are they looking in your view?
Oh, man, I love Jeff Hoffman addition. He was having a great season last year in Toronto, but the long ball was an issue for him. And he happened to give one up at the time that nobody is going to forget, because he gave up the game-tying home run in the 9th inning of Game 7 of the World Series. And, fans can be fickle, and he had a really tough first 6 weeks of the season and lost his closer's job. Louis Varland, of course, was incredible against that, and so Louis wins the job outright, and Hoffman became expendable. But, this is a guy that can strike out 12 to 13 batters per 9 innings. His sliders wipe out. He's a dude. Like that's the best thing I can say about him. He's a dude with stuff, and they needed those. I like AJ Minter. He's going to mix in really well. He gave up the homer the other night, but he's showed it in Seattle. He got Julio Rodriguez out over the weekend with a couple of runners on. He can get righties and lefties out. Dean Kramer, good start the other night, and they essentially got him so that they were not in the lurch, just up against it if they lost the starting pitcher. And of course, a couple days later, Joe Ryan goes down, and now. So it's great they got Kramer. If he can give them what he did the other night, if you can get 5 innings and 2 runs out of your 4th, 5th starters, you're in a very good spot. So it was a nice first impression for them, and I think they're happy and think that he's capable of being the guy he was prior to this year. He's a pretty solid pitcher. He was not great, but he was very solid for Baltimore for parts of 5 seasons.
Dan Hayes is with us from The Athletic. We talked about the call-up tonight, getting a chance to see, Kalen Culpepper. Is this a trend, you think? Is this the time where we start to see, fans have been sort of chomping at the bit to see Walker Jenkins. Sort of what's your take on when we start to see more of that?
Walker Jenkins, there isn't as much of a positional need, and I'm sure that some people listening will groan at that, but they have a lot of left-handed hitting outfielders right now. And Trevor Larnach, there was almost a deal worked out for him last Friday. It fell through when the Astros owner said no.
What's the story on that, by the way?
The owner wanted to give his team a chance to compete and didn't want to trade any players off the major league roster. And so even though the teams had agreed to it, it definitely was pulled. The rug was pulled out at the last minute, we'll say. And, it put both teams in weird spots because Brian Abreu knows that there was real interest and the teams were far down the road, and so does Trevor Larnach. And Larnach woke up to that report, Saturday morning.
Right.
Derek Shelton did a good job addressing it. Larnach hit home runs Saturday and Sunday. So it's been an interesting couple days. And, but when you think about it, it's Larnach's still here. Alan Roden's here.
Yeah.
If there's a need, if Byron Buxton is down for a while, maybe I could see Walker Jenkins coming up. But they want Walker Jenkins to play every day. And I don't think that we will see him come up to be a part-time guy because Luke Keeshaw's getting at bats out there and playing well, especially on the offensive side. There's just not ready, available at bats every day for Walker Jenkins. And so I think that might be the deterrent here because with Culpepper, you could see the path. He's going to play a lot at shortstop. He may not play every day. Ryan Preidler may still get some at-bats because he's just so good defensively. But Culpepper was going to get a lot of at-bats, and that's something that the Twins can use at shortstop. A guy that can get on base. He's athletic. He can run. He can be an all-around player. And not to say that Jenkins can't be. Jenkins absolutely has that ability. It's just there's not quite the playing time available.
Dan Hayes, we appreciate it. Let's get some Twins wins in Milwaukee. It'll be a tough series for sure, but we appreciate you joining us today. Thanks, buddy.
All right, man. Thanks.
Dan Hayes, you can read him at The Athletic. Drive Time back to wrap up a delightful week here on CCO.
This is Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Do you have cracks in your basement walls, bowing walls, or settling foundation? Standard Water Control Systems is the #1 basement foundation repair contractor in Minnesota and Wisconsin. With highly trained teams of veteran employees and no subcontractors, Standard Water can repair your basement foundation. Need basement waterproofing? Standard Water has installed thousands of waterproofing systems since 1977. Locally owned with a 4.9 Google rating, you can't go wrong. Schedule your free foundation consultation at standardwater.com.
Chad here for Aquarius Home Services. If you're headed the fair, all the great options, including all the great food, stop by the Connecticut Water Treatment Booth in the Home Improvement Building. The team will show you how you can enjoy worry-free Connecticut water in your home every day like I do. No worries if you can't stop by. As your independent authorized dealer, Aquarius will bring the state fair treatment to you. How to get it done? Go online, AquariusHomeservices.com.
Drip Drop is doctor-developed, proven fast hydration that helps your body and mind work better. Trusted by firefighters, medical professionals, and over 90% of top college and pro sports teams, Drip Drop is engineered to hydrate faster and more effectively than water alone, with 3 times the electrolytes of leading sports drinks. Stock up now at DripDrop.com and use promo code Radio20 for 20% off your first order. That's DripDrop.com, promo code Radio20 for 20% off your first order. Head to DripDrop.com now and use promo code Radio20.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. But at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited everything for just $35 a line. That's $35 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. Switch to the carrier ranked #1 in network coverage and customer satisfaction and get unlimited everything for just $35 a month. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit Consumer Cellular online or in-store today. Price includes $5 credit for autopay and e-billing. Taxes and fees apply. Data speeds reduced after 35 gigabytes. Rankings done by 2025 ACSI survey.
I'm here with Alex Sherrod, a top
mergers and acquisitions attorney with Helmuth & Johnson. Alec, Minnesota laws can be complex. How do you make sure you're on the right path?
At Helmuth & Johnson, we help businesses and individuals navigate Minnesota's laws with clarity and confidence. We understand how Minnesota's laws and courts work, and we guide you every step of the way.
So it's not just knowing the law, it's knowing Minnesota.
Exactly. Practical advice, local experience, real solutions.
If you're looking to buy or sell a business, go to hjlawfirm.com. Helmuth & Johnson. On your side, at your side.
Hair Volume from New Nordic will make your hair look thick and healthy. Available as a tablet or delicious gummy. Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and newnordicusa.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
Let's make this summer your best summer ever. Jason here for Luther Kia of Bloomington, and Luther Kia Bloomington wants to upgrade your ride. Outstanding prices. $399 a month sign and drive lease offers on Seltos, Sportage, Nero, and K5. Get out of here. Plus $750 owner loyalty cash on the stunning Kia Telluride and the Telluride Hybrid. Best cars for the money on the market. Check out their brand new facility, now open at 35W and 494. Luther Kia of Bloomington.com.
Hey, it's Jen Hatmaker. Here's what I've learned in midlife. Joy isn't the reward you earn after all the work is done. Joy is the work. That's what this new series on For the Love is all about. The sacred yes. It's choosing delight, rest, and pleasure on purpose. Because saying yes to yourself, that's the thing that finally lets you fill your table with everybody else. Come find your sacred yes with me. Follow and listen to For the Love wherever you get your podcasts.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
And brought to you by Laguna, Minnesota. Visit buildthenorth.com. 10 eastbound at 694. Crash in the process of clearing. Still slow, though, as you come down from County Road 96. Attention motorists, Laguna, Minnesota wants you to slow down when driving in construction zones. You are now entering their work zone where they are building a better Minnesota for you. So please slow down when you see the orange cones and yellow vests and save lives. Brought to you by Laguna, Minnesota. Visit buildthenorth.com. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Get your home into the comfort zone with Metro Heating and Cooling.
An air conditioner at Metro Heating and Cooling is, on average, only $5,400 installed. Find out more at metroheating.com.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Forecast courtesy of Metro Heating and Cooling. Tonight, mainly clear, low of 60. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, 84. About the same on Sunday, except a chance for showers possible early. We got a little rain today. Young Sam got out of mowing the lawn thanks to that rain coming through today. No luck for you tomorrow, Sammy. But better start charging the batteries, bub. Kid's got to pay for rent somehow. Right now in downtown Minneapolis, it's 76 on CCO.
Drive Time with DeRusha.
Weird. It was startling. It's a little scary.
On News Talk 830 WCCO.
Uptown Art Fair is back this weekend, but it's not an uptown. Really, not that. Well, it's sort of an uptown. I'm glad. First of all, can we say a thank you to the Bachmans for hosting the Uptown Art Fair, which they called the So Me Art Fair, which is like such a dopey name, right? South Minneapolis, So Me. So what? So for the Bachmans to say, yeah, you could do this in our big parking lot and our greenhouse space was so cool. And the Uptown Art Fair should be an uptown, right? Sorry. When the city's telling people, like, hey, uptown's kind of like it's starting to show some good signs. There's part of, like, the old Calhoun Square got knocked down. They're putting up apartments. Like, good. All good news. Munamono is very good. There's a wine bar there that's very good. The tasting room, like, lots of good signs. I wish uptown, not to be that guy, but I'm going to be that guy. I wish it were on Hennepin and on the mall like it used to be at Hennepin and Lake. If 50th and France can figure out how to do the Edina Art Fair in the middle of the street, sort of file my attitude on the nonsense from the uptown people as highly skeptical, that like, oh, well, we wouldn't be able to get ambulances in. Like, give me a break. Give me a break. The Uptown Art Fair is going to be closer to Lake of the Isles, which is beautiful. And no one's going to go to Lake of the Isles and be like, man, you know what? I should make another visit to Uptown. This was pretty cool. You're going to be like, man, aren't the lakes great? You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't sell Uptown. It sells the lake. And, yes, an art fair on the lake is pretty cool. I'm going to go. I'm going on Sunday. But I don't know, man. Why does this city have to make things? Why do we have to make it so complicated? It's an Uptown Art Fair. Put it in Uptown. I got things all figured out here. Continental Diamond. Time check is 5:58. ContinentalDiamond.com. Go check them out. Go stop in this weekend in St. Louis Park. Let's get a Twins win. Stick it to the Bernie Brewer and the Milwaukee Brewers here on CC.
B&M Tree Services. Certified arborists offering tree trimming, storm cleanup,